Hit it.
We're live.
Hi everybody, welcome to an unusual Saturday Crosscodes game. We know with the holidays and everything coming up that like schedules get crazy, family starts coming into town, so we figured we'd do it Saturday, everybody would have Sunday to deal with all the family craziness. I'm Scott Coventry, welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm one of the two founders of ZealZaddy. You can see the other one when Cliff Dunn runs Crosscodes. Runs Zealots of Zul tonight at 6:30. There was a few posts that said 6. It'll be 6:30 tonight. To get you up to speed, this is Season 1, Episode 12, entitled Indiscipline. Esper Genesis is a science fiction variant of D&D 5e. It is more akin to Star Wars, I think, than The Expanse, although the way I play it, I push it closer to The Expanse than it wants to be, I guess.
I think it does fine.
But definitely it's not orcs in space, so don't make those assumptions. We play here normally on Sunday at 1 o'clock, but today it's Saturday at 1 o'clock from the Adventure Game Society Board Game Cafe, which is right next door to the Adventure Game Store in Davie, Florida. Everyone who works here, by the way, they know more about games than anybody you know, most likely. Unless you know, like, the president of Gamma, one of the owners here was a board member on Gamma. So for how long, Keith? 20 years?
Over 12 years. Yeah,
12 years.
In the teens.
Like forever.
Yes.
Yeah. While you're here, don't forget to follow us. We're on YouTube at ZealZaddy. I'm sorry, YouTube's the only one that's not ZealZaddy yet. It will change when we
once you get enough subscribers.
Discord.
Facebook, Discord is ZealZaddy / whatever the
some numbers.
But all that stuff's in the doobly-doo below our stream. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all /ZealZaddy. Before we get started, I'm going to let everybody kind of go around and say their characters and tell you a little about them in case you're not up to speed with us. We'll start with Keith. He's the
Hi, I'm Keith Dowerpool, playing Marl Yaris, a technician from the early era of Kesh Starfarers. He likes multiple spacewalks, close encounters with extra-dimensional beings, and new experiences.
I'm Eugene Marshall. I'm playing Kelrin Gamrick, a Dendus Melder with kind of astrocartographer background. He is at times nerdy, nervous,
at times
curious, energetic, and quite proud of his educational curriculum vitae.
Especially his minor in xenobiology.
They say.
I guess I'll go next. My name is Jake Petrovsky. I play Eladir Ferris, also known as Boots. I am an Eldori Cybermancer, and I am the cute and spunky one of the bunch.
Hi, I'm Kyle Jablonski. I'm playing 1479 Soren. I am the Ashen Forged Warrior, all-around blunt force problem solver, and he likes to think the serious straight man of the group.
Not the spunky one.
He's very spunky when it comes to his field of expertise and gambling.
And gambling.
he loves to gamble.
He's unusually lucky.
Look, just because you can't do
So
space
far.
blackjack and pick space MMA fights doesn't mean I'm not unlucky. I'm just good at space blackjack and space MMA.
Would anybody like to recap last week?
I would.
Recap
Aha!
today. You were the lead troublemaker last week.
I was the lead troublemaker.
Unusual.
I didn't
So,
break my
Unusual.
as usual, last week on Crosscodes, we sort of tried to chase down this weird squid ship thing that we had an encounter with in the previous week. There was a mining ship in the Deep Wind that was not obeying the curfew, and this squid ship sort of mounted itself on this small mining vessel, this exploratory vessel, and punched a hole in it, and these squid creatures came in and extracted the crew. And we had an interesting time of trying to intercept this alien ship, trying to get back these miners and trying to figure out what was going on after these creatures had attempted to hijack the Shadow Raptor. And we managed to get them back after some interesting space capades and some very interpretive light dancing.
Space ballet.
As a means of communication.
Space.
After which
light dancing.
Light dancing. After which the space marshals tried to flag us down, and we ran back to the station in the Deep Wind. We found out that the marshals in their gunship had completely destroyed, or we were told that they completely destroyed what was the last of these alien vessels. So that was kind of sad. And then there was a whole cast of characters: Fendrick, Adriana, Corey Good, Santi. All of these people were at the station in the Deep Wind because there was to be a meeting between the Silrain representation and the Terran representation, as well as someone from Freesis that was going to come and try to negotiate some sort of treatise to end the war before it even starts. So
Which they successfully did.
Which they did successfully do. And we were on the station at the time that this happened, and so the Terran representative and the Silrain representative come into the room, and we're watching on the monitor as the representative from Freesis walks up, and the representative from Freesis was Mrs. Dubois herself.
We know the enemy, and the enemy is you.
And so Boots, seeing that negotiations were sort of going her way and that she was the one who was going to most benefit from it, in part because she, as part of the negotiations, convinced the other representatives to put an APB out on our ship, as well as they were going to give her full
Patent rights?
Yeah, patent rights to all of this information. Boots immediately info dumped everything that we had onto the sim, so that he basically tried to make an attempt to put everything out into the public infosphere and make everything that they were going to try and patent prior art so that they couldn't file any patents against it. And we will see what happens, because I just WikiLeaks to that bitch. Pardon my language.
Wikisim.
So that's where we find ourselves. And we're trying to run off the station before they capture us and kill us.
Yeah. You were told that you'd be informed as to the best time to take off when the marshals were least likely to see your ship undocking.
Right, they're going to wait till the marshals are out of the way and set up some kind of distraction so they can depart.
Yeah. So you guys are heading to your ship.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to your ship, and you have to put on your EVA suits to get out to it, because you're docked actually outside the asteroid. You have another one.
This is my 6th one.
I know, it's like,
You know,
it's like becoming a regular occurrence for
yeah,
you.
you're gonna get like licensed soon. Certified. No hours.
Class D license.
Mm-hmm.
It's not PADI. What is the spacewalk certifying body?
Spatty.
Spatty.
Right, of course, yes. It's very
Or
Esper
Zaddy.
Genesis. Yeah.
And you get to your ship, and you get inside, you unlock it, but you wait.
Yeah, we have to wait.
You know, and your ship is unusual for its size. You actually have anti-grav, so you can actually use it for the grav part of the anti-grav to just sit and not lock down. You can take off when you want.
Jack can prep everything else for takeoff.
Yep.
We don't like waiting like this.
No.
We hate waiting like this. The enemy is right there.
And you can tell on the monitors that there are a lot of ships have people staying on them. Not everybody went into the asteroid; they just stayed on the ship. So you can see a lot of them powered up, running, a lot of sensors running. People are trying to understand what's happening. So you're just one of the cacophony of data coming in and out. And one thing that you can see is, because it's so, everybody's locked down to the asteroid, you can see the signatures of all the marshals that are around. It's very easy to spot them in the space around the area. Most of them are not actually around the asteroid, they're over by the Crucible. They're between here and the Crucible.
We'd imagine they have a distinctive like signal, like the equivalent of the red and blue lights and the whoop whoop.
Yes.
So you can easily identify. Sound of the police.
Yeah. But there is one marshal that basically seems to be orbiting the asteroid, that's just on patrol.
We don't like this at all.
And
I also don't like this.
suddenly from the other side of the
So you
asteroid,
two agree we should go and murder our foes right now while we have the chance.
you see a ship float out.
What kind of ship?
Looked like a civilian ship. And you hear on the radio, we're having some problems with our docking mechanism. We're drifting. Can we use our engines to get back? And you see the marshal immediately start heading towards that ship. And that's on the opposite side of the asteroid from
I think that's our cue to get out of here.
Could be the
Yeah,
distraction.
distraction.
Yeah.
And
Very well.
you hear the marshal tell them they can fire their engines. If they proceed the wrong direction, they'll be fired upon. And you see their engines go on, then they go off. They go on, and they go off.
Scoot.
Sir,
The waiting is done.
calculate our trajectory to get out of here as quickly as possible. In the opposite direction of those marshals, please.
Calculated.
Go, Jack.
Jack, and you feel the gravity lift first. I mean, you can't just blast because there's other ships around you.
Yeah.
They're all like locked close, so you kind of use the anti-gravity to just push straight out for a while.
So we are not doing the plan where we ram our ship into Corellians.
Corellian ships
I
are long gone.
don't recall that plan.
It was one we just thought of right now.
Let's see.
And would have preferred. I'm sure you would have preferred that.
Call it an aggressive breach. The ship will probably survive the front part. We kick out the cockpit and we just go in and do our job.
Yep, no problem.
No problems.
And then you get out far enough that the engine goes on, you get the burn, you feel the engine kick in, and it's suddenly moving very quick. And as you're moving, Jack goes, where are we going now?
Yeah, good question.
We think we should go back to Freezus. We must warn our ally of his impending doom.
Well, can we send him a message now over the sim?
Who?
Odyssey.
To Odyssey, eh?
How to saying?
Yeah, there was talk of ousting him from the council.
Wait. Somebody's hailing us. They're hailing someone in general. Unidentified ship. You need to return to the station.
Can they see us?
I mean, they're looking out the window. I suppose.
Are we
So
sort of
who's it
visual
coming
range
from?
of
Is
the
it coming
station?
from the marshals?
And he goes, there's a marshal that was sitting in silent mode on this side.
It is time to drive.
Yeah,
Time
Jack,
to
Looks like we got to turn and burn. Sorry, guys.
evasive maneuvers.
Jack, fly casual.
Of
Sorry.
course. And you start feeling G-forces in weird directions. You know, the gravity's kicking in.
Turn off the transponder, etc., etc.
I open up my Outlook and I start typing an email.
And
No, I thought this was I didn't think this was a dystopia.
he goes,
No, AOL has
he goes, we have a
survived.
missile coming in. Shit.
Can it?
Do we have?
Can I?
Does the ship have countermeasures?
And he starts flying in a different direction, and he goes, "Oh, the missile doesn't know where we are. It's firing where it thought we were, and it like explodes out there where you like kind of followed the path, but
We are. The,
apparently it was not able to lock on
I was
anything."
gonna say that's what I was
Awesome.
And it
wondering.
just
we
went
are
off,
the
and then he
countermeasures.
just-
I'm gonna send.
But he says that ship is following us.
I'm gonna send a message to Odyssey and say, like, really quick in lead speak. It's like, yo, mission compromised. Ship to be claimed by Dubois.
Just say bitch. Bitch works.
G2G SRY. BRB, heading to the Crucible.
Who is this?
And then I like shoot off that message, and then I like write postscript. Stay safe. They're coming for you. Send.
06 going dark.
Is where are we going?
I think we need to just get out of the system. Is the Crucible active?
It is active.
But
It's surrounded by all kinds of military.
I was gonna say, isn't literally a complement of Terran and Silurian
yes.
warships
Right
there?
at it.
yeah, that would be like running a blockade. Maybe not.
We do not like
Whoever
this
wants to do
option at
that.
the
Jack's
moment.
like, I don't want to do that.
Jack's like, no, it's a bad idea.
We recommend
no way.
Phrases.
We gotta go to Phresis.
We could go back to the Romanovs since this is a Dubois power move.
How willing would they be to shelter us?
And you
Maybe-
can feel the pressure on this as you're moving the ship. Just
I don't think that would
he's
be
flying a lot like what he saw the squid ship doing as much as he could can. And he says that the Marshal has fired another missile that we're gonna lose them. Give me a little time.
Good.
Maybe if we go to the Romanovs, they can help us. They forged our paperwork before. Maybe they can give us some sort of temporary hailing frequency that will register as either Terran or Silrain, and we can get out of the system.
I mean,
It'll-
maybe.
just
Well,
enough
that-
to get us past the blockade.
Isn't that the point of having the meditations ID?
Well, the
Yeah.
Meditations ID is like a registered ship, but
Yeah.
it's not registered to any particular pact, or it's not
Well,
part of.
here's my concern: is I think that the Romanovs would want something in exchange for
Yeah.
that, and I don't think we have anything that they're gonna want the ship.
We believe our best bet is to go to Phresis again and secure the one ally we know we have. Help secure his position. Otherwise, we will be alone in a very cold and very dark universe. The Romanovs may be willing to help us, but they are not our friends.
We might need to take a more aggressive approach towards the Dubois.
We are currently, while we agree with this, our ship is currently undergunned.
Yes, I was thinking. I mean, it would be nice if we could get back into that reactor and destroy it on the ranch.
Jack
Interject.
interjects. There are some military ships on the way to Phresis. You knew that, right?
Yeah, going to Phresis is also not a great idea.
Oh, right, because that was part of the deal.
Yes.
It looks like they're drop ships. You know, support troop transports.
Going to Phresis isn't a good idea. Trying to get out of the system is going to be difficult. So, like, what's between? So, if we're going to look at the system map. Right. Oh,
This is the
that's
galaxy.
the galaxy.
Galaxy.
There's one in the bottom of that line.
Yeah. I mean, there's places that we just hiding out.
The fueling
No, but-
station?
Yeah.
So we have
Yeah,
Phresis.
you remember that.
Yeah.
That was a safe
I
place.
can't remember.
Gas
the,
mining?
I can't remember the contact's name, but I know there's a
Main
gas
station?
giant that we have done some work around.
Yeah.
We made them some money, but
A little space tug.
Our options are becoming increasingly limited.
could we go just to another dimension where all this isn't screwed up so bad and hang out there for the rest of our lives?
Well, could we go to another
Possibly.
dimension? I wonder if we can go to another dimension where the war is not happening, get out of the system, and then come back to our own dimension.
Oh my goodness, this is confusing.
Possibly in theory.
I don't know if we could talk to the Crucible from another dimension. I don't know if that would-
We do not like this idea. There are
They
existential.
seem to be talking about it like it actually could happen.
I believe it could happen. I woke up in another dimension.
That's
Basically.
true.
Oh yeah.
You didn't know it, but you
Right.
did.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of opened my eyes.
Existential qualms aside, we do not know. There are too many variables for that. We would rather take our chances in here, knowing what we know, and jumping to some unknown universe where we do not even know if we can interface with that Crucible,
I agree.
as Kel brought up.
Let's not forget that the ship seems to suggest there's some sort of danger in every jump, and which I don't quite know what that danger is, but I'd rather not find it.
There's probably some percentage chance that the Sorium D becomes unstable.
Oh, and makes a black hole that destroys the solar system?
Yeah,
Or the
probably.
galaxy?
Well, the small amount you would not destroy the galaxy.
Just the ship
solar system.
and us.
Probably the solar system.
Maybe, who knows? It's just a small amount.
Let's go to ground.
Ah,
You can reply from Odessa. the rebellion's intensifying here. It's not going to go away anytime soon. And I don't think those troops realize what kind of a hornet's nest they're about to land into.
Did you warn him that his seat is all but compromised?
Yes. Didn't you see the PS? P.S. You're in danger.
I
Take care of yourself.
I know the news. Have you been watching the news?
No, but I go, huh? And I log on to Facebook. What's going on?
That's the worst place to get your news feed.
Yeah, really.
I was gonna
Don't
say,
you know? The Dubois are like spamming it with propaganda.
Well, I
we
want
do
to see
not
the
trust your
propaganda.
Facebook. We are putting on Space NPR, mostly for the
Space
jazz.
PR,
Space PR.
SPR.
Jazz.
The jazz at night. We
At
find
least
it
the jazz
soothing.
is honest.
The jazz is honest. The cybernetic Tracy Fields is still going this far in the future.
The Terran troops will be arriving soon to Freesis,
Mm-hmm.
and the rioters, the rebellion, has become riots in both Mark and Portend.
Oh, great.
They're using K-lids to dismantle buildings.
What?
Oh wow.
Wow.
And the main building in Portland that they're really doing in, which is a big building and can't be destroyed by the K-lids, is the commodities exchange where all the materials are traded when they come in through from the ship drops, from the scrapping. That building is under siege.
Like, do you want to go to Hong Kong right now?
They're destroying vehicles. They're setting fires all over the place. And in Mark, which they can't get into any other way, they used K-lids to ride all the way to Mark. They're attacking the government building. They've surrounded it. Everybody in there is trapped. I'm not there, but I'm not in a place that's safe either.
Isn't the government building the Gray building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't this Race
Oh,
Rebellion?
Yep.
Why are they destroying his building?
kind of
And they
is.
call it Race Rebellion everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, the name's just stuck.
So
Generic rage against
And there's a
Major
third group
insurrection.
apparently that is marching towards the sheep farm.
or because we released all this info.
Yeah.
They haven't reached there yet. You know, it looks like they'll probably end up going through that town first.
It was in this town.
So I guess we have like a couple options.
Trenton. Yeah. So what's our options of things to do?
We can either choose to become the poster children of the rebellion and claim our place at the top of this hierarchical, chaotic food chain.
So help the rebellion.
Yeah.
If we can.
We could find Rafe. We go looking for Rafe.
It would be nice to know where he is.
Because no one knows where he went.
We could. What about? Is
We
there
could-
something? Do we have any leads on what to do about this being that's been opening portals up on our ship? The haunted ship.
No, we could try to figure out what's up with our haunted ship. We could try to leave the system.
We need to.
Where would we go?
I don't know, but we can just literally abscond the system and just go anywhere. We can go to
hyperspace way.
Yeah, you can just go to any other system with a crucible, and we can just start fresh.
Wow.
We would also like to see about arming the ship. We think that is becoming a necessity. What was once a wish.
I do
On
think
our behalf.
I agree with that. At bare minimum, we do need to figure out a way to arm the ship better than with this laser that we have.
Well, Calverin's going to be not interested in leaving the system because this is ground zero for all these discoveries. This is the Atorian homeworld. This is the special crucible. This is where Sorium D research is happening.
Yeah.
So this is where the learning is going to be, according for him.
So we could.
What is the
It's Venice in the Renaissance.
perhaps we should seek shelter in the less than reputable station in the Nearwind, or at the gas refinery facility. We need a port of safe harbor.
We do. We can't stay in the deep wind, obviously. So now let's think of the places that are no longer safe. The deep wind.
Well, I mean, the deep wind is huge, right? We could
The
really...
deep wine station is
Deep wind station.
Okay, fair, yeah.
Yeah, deep winders. It's just too big to.
to manage the
To
whole
like
thing.
monitor all of
Yeah.
it.
Well, and we're
We are looking for
Invisible.
safe ports.
The station, though, is
The Crucible is not an option.
the Crucible is too heavily guarded. Deep Wine Station is heavily guarded. The gas mining stations on Kameen and Os are not a bad option.
They are an option, yes.
The Romanov base is not a bad option.
But here's a question. I mean, how are we doing for like food and fuel? Do we need to visit a base to restock all of that?
You don't need fuel.
So
You'll need
Our
eventually. You'll need new Sorium.
Our ship runs on Sorium.
I know, but my point is just we don't need to go to any bases at all.
Correct.
We're in fact safer not in one of those places because the only way anyone will encounter see us is visual, and they're not going to do that out in the deeps of space.
I think our best option is to try to figure out something that the Romanovs would want, and then try and trade with them to arm the ship, and then try to get to Phreesis to support the rebellion. In that order. Because the Romanovs are going to be the only ones who are partial enough to us because we've helped them in the past, that would have the resources to assist us in arming the ship, and then that would allow us to support the rebellion.
Indeed. The alternative to this is contacting less than desirable elements to get what we need. And it is an option, but we do not favor this option. We favor Boots's, as we have already established a repertoire part with the Romanovs, and we are not working against ourselves in the odd event that the less than desirable elements decide to sell us out.
It's inevitable that someone is going to try and chase us at some point, and we're going to need to be able to defend ourselves. And having a ship that's not armed to be able to do so is putting us in more danger than anything else.
Well, if everyone agrees, I mean, I don't trust the Romanovs, and I think they're
We
going
do not
to
either.
try to steal the ship.
That's fine, nor do I. I think that I'm trying to find a means to an end. The end being getting the ship better equipped.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should go and communicate with the Romanovs and ask what they might want before we visit them, because I'm afraid they would try to impound the ship.
I'm totally fine with that.
Perhaps contact the agent once more. We left on good terms.
I wonder, we gave them all the information long before it got released to the sim leak.
When Jack comes back, ship's been on autopilot now. We'll just float. We'll just drift until we know where we're going to go.
Do we have a way to contact Fedka?
Yeah. There's communication.
So, I'll send Fedka
Hey, you up?
You awake? I know it's 2 a.m. and nothing good happens after 2 a.m., but just wanted to see.
Tell her that we are planning to lead a armed insurrection.
Or better yet, what can we do?
Always good to put that on.
Yeah, what can we do to hurt the Dubois and help them? Given that we can
I
go
would be
places
like,
undetected.
Hurt them again?
Yeah, Corellian is trying to make power moves. We need to arm up. What can we do to help the Romanovs? And in exchange, all we need is for them to help us better equip our ship.
What can we
Equip the ship.
You get a reply back.
Hashtag.
I'm heading to Zar at the moment. I didn't feel safe on the station of Phreesis because of the assassination attempt. So I'm going to go to Zar to regroup for a little bit. If you want to meet me there, you can meet me there.
So, Kelrin, I agree with you on the fact that they may try to impound the ship, but here is the only means of negotiating with them to a point where we might be able to convince them that that's not a good idea. So, part of the reason that we need to better equip the ship to defend ourselves is that Corellian Dubois has put a mark out on this ship, and for all intents and purposes, the Silrain representative and the Terran representative have sort of decreed that this is her property, and they're totally fine with that. If the Romanovs were to have the ship in their property, that would likely be enough justification for Corellian Dubois to claim that the Romanovs have committed some sort of
Or behind the rebellion or something.
are behind the rebellion.
Because this is the original claim that kind of started the rebellion.
Correct. So I think that we can probably convince them that it's more dangerous for them to have the ship in their possession than it is for them to just let us handle the ship and just assist us, and we'll back them.
We think we should also. Well, you do have a point, and we agree with you. We think you should also be careful of mentioning that, lest they decide that we are more trouble than they're worth.
I'm not going to mention. I don't think we should mention it up front. But if it comes to that,
Yes.
that's a means of us trying to convince them that it's a bad idea. Like, yes, we get that you want this ship, but also this is technically, from a legal standpoint, Corellian's property, and she'll then have a legal standing to file some sort of suit or something against you guys, not just in the system, but with the Terran and Silrain representatives in whatever galactic court that they might.
If not, just send a strike team to take it.
Yeah, so
We agree. We were thinking much the same thing. We just wanted to caution against using that up front.
no, totally get it.
What have you?
Ship value depreciation,
Ship value.
ship weapons, I can help.
You can help?
You can install them. Help install them.
Yes.
I have to fix your communicator because this is crazy.
We find it charming.
I don't. Can I try to
It's like you have a child.
Can I try and
You particularly.
can I try to
He is my buddy, and I must protect my buddy, along with my other buddy. I must protect all my buddies.
He's learning. He's getting more language.
can I see if I can upload at least some portion of my translation AI that I've been creating to
If he allows you to take out his chip, make him dumb for a little while.
I can fix that.
Communicator?
Yes.
He is doing fine.
Good. Basic speak. Keshian and Terran comprehend.
He knows what we speak.
Simpedia helps.
Simpedia helps.
He's doing fine.
Sim translate?
No. Looked at Simpictionary. Was not the same.
This is rough.
We find it
Yeah,
amusing.
fine.
We find it amusing.
Math is the universal language.
Let me see what I can
He
do.
knows the math.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
Will you let me?
Yes.
15.
You can upgrade it.
But
He's
you're-
now like
High
7th,
school?
8th grade, maybe
Yeah,
9th grade level.
there you go. Now you can talk
If he wants.
There you go.
Exemplary.
Nice. Do we have any more?
Much
book
better.
Speaking
Yes.
of translation,
Much gratitude.
on the ancient Etorian language and the chords and all that.
Oh yeah, there's still more. It's still running and processing, and you're getting more and more like knowledge on the language.
Right. Because I mean, Kelvin wants to know more about the history of the people and what happened, and figure out who this person is that's in our ship.
Yeah.
Etc. Etc.
Spooky.
So where are we going then? To Czar?
Yeah. I guess we're meeting. I guess
so.
we're gonna meet Fedka there.
Should we inform
Odyssa?
Odyssa that we're dealing with these people? He might counsel against it.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with letting him know. Odyssa. We'll send him a message. Odyssa. I know it might be a bad idea, but we're going to the Romanovs for help.
That's a bad idea.
I thought that you would say that.
Tell him we already did once and it worked out. Does he know that?
He didn't know that.
He doesn't?
No.
That
only works out until it doesn't.
Yep.
With them.
What
So
would
if you're going to go there, be very careful. The good thing is you'll probably never meet Vanya because she never meets anybody. So
This is good. We have not had a good track record with the CEOs of these
Ask,
corporations.
can Odyssa arrange to get the web ship armed?
Oh, that's a good. Well, we need better equipment for our ship. Do you have any contacts other than in the Deep Line Station?
I can't leave my building right now.
Yeah, I figured as much.
There's nothing I can do right now. The whole place it's a mess.
And I write back, sorry, but we don't, SRY, sorry, but we don't have time to wait. And I send him the message.
Okay. And you head out. So Jack goes up and plugs in and
Should we
sets a course and starts heading that direction.
bring all the grenades or some of the grenades?
Most of the grenades.
And Meryl, make me a perception check.
Would you like a grenade?
No.
10.
Are you sure? They are very helpful in solving all problems.
yeah.
Math
Those are pretty
problems?
You give me a roll for Jack.
Sure.
Of a sort, if you have too many.
What'd you roll?
Natty 1. Sorry, Jack.
Perfect. That was excellent.
We're busy.
It's exactly what I was hoping would happen.
Busy working on
Perfect.
shit.
That's why you asked me to roll it. I know this.
Oh.
I got the luck over here. Hey, can I cash this one in? No, I'll let it. It's more fun for story.
No, yeah.
You can't, okay, you can't use them on people who aren't here.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
That's totally
I did
cool.
data goes.
I'll
You have
wait.
to just deal with the repercussions
I-
of totally missed, failed rolls.
I appreciate.
Have we been flying for long enough for me to take a short rest?
No, but you have time now between here and Czar to take a short rest.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Actually, probably take a long rest because he's not in a rush. He's
That's fine.
trying to go at a pace that allows you to do things like rest and sleep and all that.
I got my talent slot back.
And Soren, make me a perception check.
Jack fell asleep at the wheel and flying into the sun.
10.
Okay. And you guys are rolling really bad today. I
Yeah.
really like it.
It's a good start.
It is. It's a good way to get things rolling. And
Pun intended.
all right. And I guess you guys take a rest, and Jack is piloting.
Right. In between other activities, take a long rest.
And taking stock of all the grenades and the
I took-
rifles in the bathtub.
I take stock of the ship's computer systems and any additional data that we might be able to.
Yeah, I double check the other systems.
Okay.
See if I can determine if there's a way to mask our trail a little bit more when engines are active. Because obviously
Make me a perception check.
something was spotted. Right?
How many cubles did we get paid last time?
Like 120,000.
Yeah, 120, right.
23 on the perception check this
Yeah,
time.
do we divide that by 5? What are we doing here?
And
Or is
you're,
this a group?
you're back in
We think that would be better
the
used
back of the
if
hole, which
possible
is
for
where the
ship.
room was that you had been.
I have it written down
Found
in a
it.
community bank.
Yeah. My
In
home
that
for
area.
many
You're not in the room?
millennia.
You're not in that room, but you're near that room.
My old room.
I'm gonna buy it with a
And
bunch of stuff.
you feel like you're being watched.
Oh. I check around.
And across the hold, you see some eyes.
Oh my god. Totally normal.
And then there's a little bit of glowing light, like above the eyes, like they kind of flash in different places.
I will communicate to the rest of the crew. This is Morrow. There's some phenomena here.
Did it appear out of nowhere?
Right, you're not necessarily awake.
Oh, I'm not.
What's your con?
My con?
It's pretty.
17.
You can each make a con check. Let's see if you can wake up from your deep, deep slumber.
Nope. I don't even have to tell you the number.
I rolled a 4.
For some reason, I don't
10,
like to
and
sleep
another one
unless
for-
I have to.
17.
You wake up, like
Whoa.
you heard something. You're not sure what, but you heard somebody communicating something.
Chunk.
What's that? A grenade?
No.
You're on ship, my goodness.
No, that's the shell into the shoddy.
Can you shoot that on the ship? I heard the
There's
ship.
no open doors in your room or anything that are unexpected.
I check under the bed for centipedes.
No.
Boogeyman.
Hello?
Aft ship, is anyone here?
We are coming.
You head out into the hall, and you head back and you get to the door that opens into the hold, and in the corner of the hold in a dark area, you see some eyes, and they blink, and there's some like light above them, almost like they're not like, they look like they're hard edged, like the edge of the light, like they're not soft, glowy organics like you saw in the creature that you'd seen, the creatures you'd seen.
Right.
Like someone's got an industrial flashlight.
Maybe, but they're not like that. They're different colors and things like that. Almost like they're reflective of any light that's on them. They pick up you get edges of things that look hard.
I don't see Marl, right?
He's over near to you.
You see the eyes too, correct?
Yes.
And you see the eyes move out of the darkness toward you, and you see that they're attached to a creature.
Intruder?
Indeed. What does this creature look like?
It looks like... Hold on, let me get the image for you.
Are you armed?
Space herpes.
You should always be armed.
I should have the needler.
Yeah, you got it.
I only really took it off for the last contact with squid people.
The squidisons.
It's my only
The
means
what?
of self-defense
The squidisons.
right now that I'm aware of.
Can I offer you a grenade in this trying time?
I'm wise.
Perhaps it is. We will hold on to the grenades.
Give me 1 second.
Good, sir. Satisfactory.
Satisfactory.
Oh, by the way, all of the 5 grenades I currently have on me are keyed to my ID print. So only I can use them.
Right. We determined that they do that.
Yep. Call it a precaution against anyone using my grenades.
Against you?
No, because if it were, I ID them for everyone else but me.
Yeah.
We do not feel this ship is very safe. We have been attacked on this ship no less than 3 times.
It's a haunted ship.
We are not even speaking of the ghost.
It's only a ghost in another dimension, like 3 dimensions removed from ours.
Centipede 2. There's a Centipede 2. We will not forget the Centipede.
I'm not even sure that existed.
It's the ghost in the shell.
Probably some
that
Esper
is-
messing with you.
Are you going shopping?
Like that.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's a beast.
It's got like glowing and the crystalline stuff on the top.
It's a crystal
and
baby.
on the things on the sides, there's like light that also seems to reflect pretty well. And it walks a few steps forward, and like it looks like it's being very cautious and nervous.
I raise my hands in a non-hostile fashion.
I raise my hands in a hostile. No, I'm kidding.
And it kind of walks sideways, kind of looking in.
What do we... We are at a loss. We do not wish to trigger any unfortunate circumstances, but the fact of the matter is there is some creature of unknown origin on our ship. Again.
Greetings.
And it walks a few steps closer to you guys. I mean, you're still pretty far away. But
Yeah,
it's,
I slowly lower my arms. Did we get to keep the translator device?
That's what I was going to ask. Did we hold on to that or we give that back?
I didn't know if they wanted, they gave it to us.
they
so-
took it back.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, of course.
So I just lower my arms, and it's a quadruped, right? It's moving like a
Yeah.
beast or an animal. I'm
Yeah.
going to treat it like one, but with caution.
It moves a little closer, and the little flaps on the sides kind of raise up, and
You're a cute little guy.
then it sits up for a minute, like really still, like it's paying attention, and then it starts running towards you. And in the space behind it, you see, like in that black area, a claw reach out, like a single hooked claw towards it, and misses it, and it runs. And then you see
Oh my.
something come out following it, looks like that.
Ooh!
Not the same species.
And it starts chasing it.
That
And
is
the thing starts coming, the quadrupedal one comes towards you guys, and this one comes following that.
this one is most definitely hostile.
And it's swinging its hooks at it as it runs towards it.
You want to put it under the camera?
I'll show you the first one first.
The cute.
So normal.
We think
That's the cute one. That's the hungry
we think
one.
it is time to engage in pest control.
And it swings at the creature with one of the hooks eventually, and it locks the hook in, and it injures it. And it swings it around. Look, the hook tears through it, and it swings halfway around, and it looks at it, and the thing just keeps coming, and then it runs back towards you guys. And the thing swings again, and it starts running, and suddenly these things are getting much closer very quickly.
Alert! Alert! Aft ship!
And you hear the ship make a
Intruders!
alarm that wakes you up for sure.
Call to
You're called to arms.
Call to arms.
Proper klaxon.
Computer, please initiate the call to arms procedure.
Everyone is called to arms.
I come running. Well, after I wipe the drool off of my mouth and the maps I had laid out.
Me too.
They're 3D maps. They're wrapped around you. and
Yeah, I
stuff.
fell asleep into the hologram. And,
The grid on your face.
The astral grid is now burned into your bones
no.
and flesh.
Alright, well, I'm going to, there is a, how big is this thing, by the way?
It's a little bit bigger than a man.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't like this thing rampaging around in our hole.
Yeah, and it rises up when it senses there's more than it there,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just hisses and then charges it into the group of the three of you.
That's when I grab the needler.
I guess it's time to.
So it is initiative.
Ooh. Yeah, buddy.
There we go.
I don't like doing this. Oh!
You don't like rolling initiative?
No, I do. I don't like rolling poorly, but I didn't, so.
Everybody goes once
It's true.
or more. Everybody gets a turn.
You weren't here the time that I got that last in the initiative where I
21.
got shot by a bunch of rockets.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, 18 plus 3.
20. 17 plus 3.
12.
19.
Wow. Wow, you're all going first.
Yeah, we're quick to react.
Question. Can I make a... I think I know what the... Judging by the creature, it looks like it doesn't use sight as its main sense.
It doesn't have eyes.
Can I make an intuition to program the one of the grenades on my belt to do a flashbang thing for the loud sound to try and disorient
You
it?
make an intuition, you can just do it.
Okay, well that's the thing.
It's multi-programmable.
Yeah.
Click.
And where are you throwing it?
Right at the creature's face. Basically, just cook the grenade for a half a second or two, and just wham it right in its face.
Roll a hit.
Like a flare grenade almost.
I believe it's an athletics for that.
You have good athletics.
I'm going to use my extra drive stunt die to add a little pepper to the pitch.
Okay.
Give you a bonus before you hear how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
7. $17.
That'll hit. So when it goes off,
It's just like a
right,
loud
right. It's also a bit of an exploding pop right in front of it. It's not a big one, but it's like it could do. And it stops and it takes the hit and it backs away really quickly.
Excellent.
And
my turn. Boots is like, oh my gosh, that thing's
Yeah,
horrifying.
you get back to the hold, and you see two creatures there. One of them is sort of in between the two of them that seems to be like up against the wall and not sure where to go and acting kind of like a scared dog.
Yeah,
Mhm.
cornered.
Yeah,
We're gonna see this other horrifying
and then
thing.
you see the hook horror thing going.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I put my hand out and I'm like, ah! And I just shoot a beam of like the air sort of looks. You know when you have heat, it sort
Wavy.
of looks wavy, but this is that, but with like hard edges, so it looks pixelated.
Oh, right.
And I shoot
Okay.
a sprite beam at it, which is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And I believe it is a D10. That is 5 points of force damage.
And it is pushed back again. So it's been pushed back twice now, although the first
You
time
have
was
the-
more.
Repelling.
I did not take that complex pattern. All my stuff is mostly.
I will
If
draw
that
my
creature's coming
needler.
closer to you.
Yeah,
the-
I'll draw my needler
stuff.
and put it on setting 1 and just take a shot.
Okay, make me a. What roll would that be? I think that would be.
Yeah, D10 force damage.
Make me a passive perception roll.
Oh,
You're gonna fire, but there's something else that I want.
passive perception is 14. If you make a roll for perception,
Yeah.
that's unfortunately cocked. So 13.
And you fire.
Yes. Setting 1. 7.
Okay. You blast
Yeah.
needles all over the room.
It's only my
But
second
not-
time
not
firing
the
this
target,
thing.
Right. It's probably on a 3-shot burst rather than auto fire. But,
I just had it at setting 1.
Oh,
I was
so
just trying
one
to
shot.
ping it.
okay.
That's fine.
You get in there. Right behind Boots.
What the? What is going on? What is that? Who did you bring that? What?
And there are two creatures, obviously.
So is it clear at this point that that thing is menacing my shipmates?
It's clear they're fighting that.
We are
And
the
not
ones
fighting the
menacing.
other.
We are menacing it.
Well, I just get that thing away and I shoot forward some mental energy to rack its brain with a synaptic recoil. So it means it's a wisdom saving throw, or it will take 3d8 damage and it will flee
I don't need to use
or
it.
run further away. We're like driving it back because that
Sorry, I
seems
should
like what they're
pass.
doing there. So the magic number is 14. It needs to make on its wisdom save.
Okay.
And 3d6 damage is 5, 3, 2. So 10 psychic. And because I hit it, I keep forgetting to do this. I hit it with a channeling ability. It also needs to make, on top of that, another wisdom save because of my Melder Celestian ability. Did it make that save or no?
It did not.
Okay, so then it takes an additional 1d6 damage. That's 6 more. And it has disadvantage on its next attack or action.
Okay.
And I will then say, what is that thing? What is going on here?
Intruder.
And Marl, the thing, the doggy creature,
Yeah.
it kind of leans up against you. And then the monster, this one, hisses really loud, and it starts running at the wall. And you seem to be kind of attached to it.
Oh.
And it goes through the wall. And you go through it with it.
Oh,
And you see him disappear into the wall, and the creature through the wall.
Did a portal open or does it just
No.
pass right through it?
Just
What?
pass through. And you end up in a room that you don't recognize. And it keeps running. And you run into another room that you don't recognize. And it keeps running.
I'm just stuck to it.
And it's pulling you.
Oh.
And grapple then.
And we'll go back to 21. Oh no, I'm sorry, hold on. When he disappears into the wall, the creature goes charging at him. and he reaches the wall and he hooks at it, and he hooks at you while you're there with his other claws, and misses pretty badly. Not critically badly, but pretty near critically badly.
There's a lot going on.
I'd imagine so. He just got a stun grenade and force bolts to the face, and now you.
And that hissing sound starts getting louder and louder, and it starts to become
Painful.
Is it emanating from the creature?
Yes. Okay, back to 21.
Wow.
Soren.
How close is he? He's like right
Not
at
close
him.
enough to swing at you, so.
Yeah.
But to the side of you, and one of his hook is
Lodged in the wall.
lodged in the wall a little bit. I mean, he'll be able to pull it out for sure.
Of course. Well, I guess it is time. Soren will pull out the shock ball and start going to work.
Shock it.
It's time to make
Shock
the donuts.
away.
It's time to make the donuts.
Yeah.
Not good. 12.
You miss. Boots.
I'm going to.
By the way, when you're up close, it moves a lot faster than you thought it would.
I'm going to assume that this thing can't speak common.
As my bonus action, after I miss, I retreat back and go into my zone defender stance.
Okay.
He shall not pass.
Except through the wall.
Through the wall, apparently.
Yeah, right.
It also doesn't have
Yeah, okay.
eyes.
No.
So never mind. What I thought I was going to do, I'm not going to do because it doesn't have eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just going to shoot another sprite beam at it.
Yeah, that's why we threw the stun grenade.
Yeah.
We noticed that it was not using its eyes.
19 to hit.
That'll hit.
And I do 7 points of force damage. Boots is just like, oh my god! What is that thing?
Calm yourself, friend Boots.
We'll come back to you.
Sure.
So this, now the wall that they just ran through, do I know like what's on the other side of that wall? Like which direction was it? It wasn't like a bulkhead or something to the
It was.
outside.
Oh, not to the outside, no.
Okay.
It was right, it was an internal wall.
Okay. Do I
It went to one of the bedrooms.
Okay. Is that creature friendly?
I don't know, Kellerin, what is that?
Do I? Yeah, let's. So,
You have a minor in xenobiology!
do I have
Please
any
give
idea
us-
what this thing is, or does it look
Predator.
extra dimensional? Yeah, right, extra
Please give us
dimensional?
tactical info about what this creature is, other than blind.
Does it look? Is it so entirely alien that it's like that's
It's
unlike anything
alien,
you've
but
experienced?
You've not seen anything like it.
No, so
It
no.
moves weird, it has...
How about the
unusual
specific
flesh.
noise? Is that some sort of defense or call? Do I think?
It's starting to hurt. And it's
Yeah.
not stopping that loud hiss, it's getting louder.
Okay,
So that's obviously some kind of either a defense or a weapon or an offensive weapon.
right. Okay. So if I were to can I head into the direction, like my 30 feet movement towards wherever the bedroom is that I think they might have run to?
Yeah, back down the hall.
So I'm gonna start back. I'm gonna release a
Technically.
force bolt,
No.
and I will back
I'm
up.
fine. I've got a second wind.
Roll.
I'm going to go, give me a hand here, friend, and my little
I prefer to think of it as
drone
also
is
a
gonna
scrap
go
iron
do a
can
flyby on the
that
monster.
I'll
So
do
that I can
damage,
get some
but I
help.
don't know whether it's to them or to me.
Natural 20.
Hey.
Hey!
All right, so that's 2d10. Let's see. I'm gonna roll these.
Ba, 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 ba.
Roll these a while.
Allow me to
15.
get the celebratory
That's
move
15 force.
That's the good damage.
Pew.
And it gets knocked hard into the wall.
Kablam!
It keeps going.
Alright, head in your direction, maybe.
Everyone make me a con check.
Oh, for that.
Do I make
That was another reason why I was heading out. Hopefully I can get away from that awful sound. Ooh, I failed it.
I have advantage on that.
I got a middler. Got a middler right
Did you
here.
get it? Oh.
I don't know.
What,
Like, you know, when sometimes you roll and you roll like really high and you're like, I got it. Sometimes you roll really low and you're like, I failed for sure. I'm kind of like right in the middle. I got a 13.
That's pretty good.
It's a middler.
Maybe you did it.
I got a 25.
5.
I roll a natural 20 and I have a 5 on the saving throw.
Right. You kind of resist it, but you can feel like a pain in your head.
I am attempting to drown it out via basically what amounts to the Space Rifleman's Creed. It's working so far.
Humming in your head.
Yeah, basically.
Ooh, you take a point of damage and your nose starts bleeding. You get a little blood out of your ear.
That's not too bad.
You take 2 points of damage, the same thing, and then it swings.
This is my rifle. Oh my god. This is for fighting. This is for fun.
Yeah.
This is my rifle. This is what I got.
It swings at you with both hooks, and you, because you were backing up, I guess, it must have missed enough.
Mhm.
You're like, and then it starts heading right at you,
Okay.
back to the top.
Not about that. Let me see. Okay. It lasts. My zone defender stance lasts until the end of my next turn. So I'm wondering, do I, basically as a bonus, as part of since I'm in my defense, it means I would, while in this defensive stance, you can make an attack of opportunity without using your reaction, and you can use your reaction to make a melee attack.
So you could do it while he was at making
Yeah,
his
basically.
attack. Yeah, go ahead.
Then I get to it.
Yeah.
All right.
And by the way, it never stopped making that sound.
Oh no,
And it's not making it through its mouth. It's making it through those things on the side of its
the
head.
the frillier thing.
So it's in stereo.
Nice.
You got a left and right channel.
20.
That'll hit for sure.
And that little
Your
dog,
shock mall.
that's the
Yes.
subwoofer. Okay.
I can't use the bonus action to activate the shock.
Exactly.
And you knock it back hard, and it like backs away from you as much as it can. Oops.
And you.
Actually, that's what I was saying. That was my reaction.
Oh, that's your reaction. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
It's your
Yeah,
your attack.
Not your turn.
Right.
Now it's time to step up to the plate, and
Time to be
again,
a warrior.
press the advantage.
Yeah.
14.
It'll hit.
Okay.
Well, barely. But it hits.
7.
Is that with the shock ball?
Yes.
With the shock?
No, the shock is basically is an energy burst sort of thing. That just literally just a bonus action to stun, I believe.
Yeah, you hit it enough that you can feel it's trying to get away more than attack now. And you can feel it backing as fast as it can away, and it's heading back to the direction that it come, like because that's as far as it can get from you guys. Boots.
Boots, you see Boots' eyes, like his gold eyes start to like glow. And he's like, "Sir, find out how these damn things keep getting on our ship." And he shoots another sprite beam, 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
8 points of force damage.
And it drops, and it's just like twitching on the ground.
Is it still ringing?
No, the ringing stops after that last hit.
Thank the stars.
Stomp, 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 stomp.
No, there's no need to kill it, but now
I want to study that specimen.
You can
From shout it down the hall.
you can study it off our boots. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
What is Boots doing?
So what are you doing?
I mean, is it
Your
dead or
question
is
is-
it dead or unconscious?
It looks like it's unconscious.
Okay. Then we'll
And
stop.
it's twitching. And
We will stop stomping for the moment.
Sir, do we have a quarantine bay to put this thing in?
the room that Kel had come from could be used for that in that regard. It is only partially completed though, the room, as far as repairs.
Do we have any cables?
Not Kel, Marl.
Oh yeah, the one that he was sleeping.
We will find some cables as I grab a hook and start dragging it.
Okay. The hooks are permanently in a hook position.
Yeah. So it's so convenient for dragging.
Yep. It is.
So I
Have
guess-
you?
Okay,
Yeah.
Marl, you go through the room, and then it keeps running. It goes to another room, and keeps running, and you feel like this intense a need to keep holding on to the crystalline thing that is on its back that you're attached to,
Well, I'll hold on tighter.
and it keeps running until it suddenly stops, and it's in a really dark room with a round floating like a ball, like robotic looking.
Oh.
And hello, Marl. And it sounds like the voice of the ship.
Greetings, ship. I'll pat the head of the beast.
You should not be here.
Apologies.
The creature will take you will walk you out.
Gratitude.
And the creature is like nervous.
I try to calm it, pat its head, maybe
Roll.
purr at it
With
like
your
it
other
was
hand.
purring before. Yeah, with my free
And
hand.
it starts walking away, and then you kind of walk through like a fuzziness, and then you're in the hall of the ship, in the mid hall of the ship, and you see him just sort of appear with the creature in the middle of the ship.
Not come out of a wall, just kind
Correct.
of
Yeah.
materialized.
Good, good.
Does
You're
it?
still stuck.
Yeah.
Do they look solid? Like they're here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna approach cautiously and like pull up my micro analyzer and start
There's like lights on the crystals on his back and stuff,
How
and then the lights dim down, and then your hand like comes off.
I'll
Is
pull
this-
myself up.
Is this a friend of yours?
Yes. Silicat.
Is this a cash thing that I don't know about? Or did you just meet this creature like we just met the other one?
We just met.
Soren walks out of the room.
Can you communicate?
That should
And
hold
you
it.
see the creature standing next to him.
Ah,
How did it do that? Pepper questions at you.
oh,
I'm
you're
not sure.
back.
Yes.
Where did you go?
Through some rooms.
We have much experience about going through rooms. Much experience.
Through walls.
We have much experience about going through walls. Many walls.
We're not just talking about going through doorways here, right? You mean like through walls.
Yes.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Some kind of quantic facing.
I want to study this, of course.
Ship knows this beast.
Does it?
Ship, do you know
Yes.
the nature and species and origin of the quadruped in front of us here?
As well as the vanquished creature that is currently tied up in our hull.
I'm happy to call it a silicat.
Have you encountered such a being before?
Yes,
Are they Itorian in nature?
yes, they were Torian pets.
And what about the other thing?
They were
Torian-
uplifted to be able to go transdimensional.
It's an ark.
The dog? Oh yeah, where the ship we're on? It's an ark, yeah.
Fantastic.
What are the...
But you must be capable of dimensional travel yourself.
Be an Esper, you mean?
Yes, and be capable of transdimensional travel
A
as
specialized,
an Esper.
a specialized Esper, if you will.
Which, of course, there's never been transdimensional Espers.
Yeah, this is new, right? Until the Crucible kicked on.
Sir, are there other creatures on this ship?
I didn't know this creature was on the ship. I don't think it started here.
What was that creature that we just finished tying up and stomping?
I'm unfamiliar with that creature.
Oh,
Extra dimensional in origin also?
probably.
It seemed to come through a portal in the hold.
Yes.
Yep.
We have much experience with things coming through portals. Strange creatures.
We need to figure out how to fix that.
Yeah, Ship, can you sense when one of these portals opens?
We
Sometimes.
don't sleep so good at night.
Are there any
For
open
multiple
currents?
reasons. The portal being
Negative.
one of them.
Kelwin, I think that you and I need to work together to create some sort of trans-dimensional anomaly detector so that we get some sort of alarm when that happens.
He looks at you like you just walked up to some, like a biologist and said, I need to create a magical biology detector. We don't know anything about that. That
Nor
doesn't
do
sound
I, but-
scientific at all.
Please, we haven't been sleeping. We don't sleep so good for multiple reasons, the portals being one of them.
If anyone can figure it out, it's the two of us.
That's very charitable of you. Okay, we can
I
try.
probably can help.
And Marl.
What's going on back there?
Oh, nothing. We have
I
a
heard
pet.
the call it arms thing, but
I show him.
well, he's not there. He's still over there.
Silicat.
We have a pet now.
Jack comes back.
Does this thing need like a litter box? A trans-dimensional litter box?
Possibly food. It is wounded.
Oh no.
It is wounded.
What I want to know is when it. You don't need it. Cleans a self-cleaning litter box. Just goes to another dimension.
Somewhere there is a dimension filled with scat.
Silascats. All right.
And it like curls up to kind of rest.
I'll
Starts
pat,
licking its wound.
comfort it, yeah.
Tend its wounds.
Little crystals
it
starting to
rest.
crystallize over the wounds.
Sure, why not?
I think
It's
it's a cool idea. I
Yeah.
mean,
I like it.
If we can take some,
It is part crystal.
maybe we, to tie the other creature up, I'd ask Soren to help me. Maybe we can find some, like, metal or something.
we took the industrial straps and took care of that.
Okay.
The stuff that's
When you go in that room, it looks like it's mostly repaired at this point.
yeah. We have put the creature in the corner and taken the stuff that strapped down the cargo and essentially just bound it like
Well,
that.
you could put it in actually one of the
Cryo tubes?
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Will that
Then he put it in the cryo tube.
Will that put it into some sort of
Short of-
stasis?
Yeah,
That's
you
safely
need to do
stored.
that now. You couldn't have done that before.
Short of putting a bullet in it, that is the most secure option you could think of. Which was,
I have a fantastic
Yeah.
idea.
does it involve weaponizing this creature?
Yes.
Put it in a torpedo and shoot it into somebody else's ship, and then it gets loose in there.
Take it and weaponize it and set it loose in Corellian's lab.
I was gonna say put it in a big box. It's this Christmas gift for Corellian.
For Corellian Dubois. Send it over.
So if it's a stasis tube, I mean, one thing I want to do before they put it in is like take some sort of blood sample or do some sort of measurements, scan it for
Tissue and stuff.
and just
Biologics.
If we're gonna study these things, I mean, Kelleran's gonna want to spend some time like, okay, if we're taking this transdimensional anomaly detector seriously, let's see if there's any energy traces on these things that suggest they came from somewhere else. Like their energy signatures are slightly out of phase with our universe.
Any
or whatever.
energy fluctuations that can be detected might be a key.
Computer, please, in the out event that this pod is breached, alert us personally, so we may go deal with the problem, as well as sound a general alarm in the odd event this pod is breached.
Affirmative.
And after he's taken that, he seals the pod, so it's tied up and it's in the stasis pod. Nothing could go wrong.
No, not at all.
Certainly not this creature that can apparently phase through dimensions.
It's stuck though. You have it locked up.
It's in
Yeah, of
It
course.
has straps.
It's strapped.
Are they transdimensional straps?
They're the kind of straps that when you get a old middle-aged white guy dad and they tie things down, they have to bless it by saying, "Yep, that ain't going nowhere." It is literally a blessing of sorts.
The ratchet strap.
Yes, indeed. This will no longer move. Soren closes the door.
And Jax, you hear the ship say, "We're nearing Czar."
Well,
Jubilations.
You did get enough sleep to get a long rest though.
yeah.
Before you were awakened.
Okay.
I'll take it.
I will take that.
Let me mark off one of my grenades. Let me go get more grenades.
I'll get some green cake kibble for the silicat.
I wonder if it eats rocks. Maybe it eats rocks.
We are
Yeah.
sure the computer.
I don't think we have rocks.
Yep. The computer.
So it gets green cake.
Yeah.
Computer, what does Silicat eat?
rocks.
They eat crystalline formed rocks
Oh.
or minerals.
Drop the mic.
Minerals.
We can pick up some minerals.
We are going to a place where there is ore.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Until then, it's
We
green
really need
cake.
to trade for minerals. What kind? Your cheapest minerals.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
The edible kind.
Oh, you mean dirt? We have dirt.
Yeah.
We would like some dirt, please.
Mounds of dirt.
We would like some dirt with silicon dioxide
Right.
in it.
Do not ask us what we need the dirt for.
A
That
rich
is our
blend.
Yeah.
That's our business.
It's mostly sand. It's sand and dirt. Sandy dirt. So
Soren hates sand. Of course.
Silicon
It's
loves
pretty,
it.
Gets everywhere.
silicon loves it.
Gets in all your crevices.
Aren't you made of crucible sand?
Technically, yes.
Oh no, a self-hating ashen forge.
Yeah.
Oh no, he loves himself. He's having a gay old time.
Should we turn the transponder on?
Yeah.
If we want to be friendly.
The meditation.
The meditations.
Right.
Probably in safe space.
Yeah, if we're within range of we're out of hopefully range of the Dubois at this point. So let's turn on the sim and make sure there's no news about the Romanoffs all being arrested or something.
I woke up, obviously. I get on.
They're not arrested.
We
I
should
get
not be
online.
followed.
The transponder goes on. He's up. Where are you guys at? Are you staying, hanging out in the hold?
I mean, how long did we have?
I am.
Like an hour, 4 hours between the combat and arriving. Like long enough. If it's long enough for Calvin to do some research on these things.
An hour or so, I would think, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have more time.
Just a
I kick back.
preliminary
in, like,
study.
Yeah, in like a room that has a desk and like a few monitors, and I got like a digital keyboard or like gloves, like sim gloves, and I'm searching the sim for news.
Soren's inspecting any the schematics of the ship to see where he can mount railguns.
What schematics?
Isn't the
Oh yeah, you have the base.
yeah just see
You know where the hard points are.
yeah like
Where-
see just go into the feasibility of how big of a caliber can he mount basically is what he's trying to figure out.
Okay.
For the weapons here.
You probably need his help to figure that out.
Well, I figure just doing eyeballing.
He can engineer stuff.
Yeah, nothing.
He can mechanically repair and install stuff
Yeah,
properly.
Soren was just doing a preliminary like guesswork. Nothing big. He's like, okay, you're
You see
obviously
him back there looking at stuff and like empty spaces. like,
I'm making friends with the rock beast. But, if you need help, I can help.
What if we mount a gun big enough, the size of the ship?
Probably
We can make it
favorable.
for them. We will have a gun the size of the ship. We will put a battleship
Fires
cannon
go
on
flying
our
away.
ship.
Suspension might not be possible.
Look into that. We would like a very large gun.
The math I can do.
maybe a grenade launcher.
Excuse me. He likes the individual grenades. He likes the thrill of throwing them.
Yeah.
Grenade launchers take half the fun out of the equation of a grenade.
It's true. They do. They make it more like a gun, which is not the same. Different feel.
If he wanted a gun, he'd use a gun. If he wanted a knife, he'd use a knife.
So in the news that you're checking, you hear that the rebellion is very hot at the moment. Soldiers and rebels have died in pretty fairly equal numbers, which is really not expected. Apparently the rebels are using a lot of guerrilla tactics, obviously, but they're also using their K-lids in ways that nobody had imagined
Yeah,
before.
they have K-lids.
They can pull. They're dragging spaceships off the spaceports and using the weapons on the spaceships. Even though they can't really fly, they can use a weapon.
Wow.
So they're using big mounted weapons in the city as much as they can.
Wow.
They're doing crazy stuff. Around the Dubois farm, apparently the rebels stopped in the town and are mostly enjoying themselves.
I was gonna say they came into ransack the farm and accidentally got drunk at the local tavern.
That sounds exactly like kind of what happened.
Question. Is there any sort of repository of information of people who were involved in the rebel faction? I'm trying to figure out what happened to Johnny. I like that robot.
Johnny's important.
Yeah, he wasn't in the rebellion, was he?
I don't know what happened to him.
He was kind of slumming it.
Well, there's
He was slumming
there's
it.
Portend and there's Mark, and
Well, he was slumming it because he couldn't leave.
Right.
neither place has been spared by the rebellion. I wanted to see if there's anything going on.
Yeah,
Send him a
Portend and
message.
Mark.
Send him a message.
Yeah.
I'm
Friend
gonna
him
send
on
Johnny.
Facebook.
I'm gonna send. I did friend Johnny on Facebook. I'm gonna send Johnny a message. Hey dude, hope it's going well. How are things going?
It's terrible here. You wouldn't believe the mess that's going on. Where I was living, it was knocked down by some giant creature. I don't know, one of those big Kalid things.
Yeah.
Knocked down on my home.
Man, that sucks.
Now I'm basically got sand all through my systems and I can't get it out.
I can fix that.
You have a system for a full cleaning? A deep clean?
I can figure it out.
Well, come pick me up, dude.
I'll hit you up. BRB. Send.
Question. The resistance, is
And
it
he's like, oh, he's not really coming.
I will save my robot friend. He will become our robot butler on our ship.
Jeez.
Don't enslave the robot
Some
people.
classist of you.
The resistance is there any like organized leadership, or is it just cell to cell to cell sort of thing?
Nothing organized that anybody knows of, or that has made it to the news.
Okay.
Otis text or message issues is the building I'm in is in really bad shape. I can't get down. There's probably 30 of us up here. The rebels are down below. There's shooting going on, so I'm probably going to be out of sorts for a little bit. You may not hear from me for a little while.
Do you have
I suspect that eventually the communication is going to go down. That's what the military is likely to shut down soon.
I send him. Do you have an escape plan?
Yeah, do you need a pickup?
I don't have I have no way of getting out of here. I'm in a building, and there's no pad on the top of the building.
If we get close enough, we can breach through a window, get in.
It's so far. How long would it take us to get from Romanov space to Freesis to be able to save him?
A couple hours, probably.
We'd also have to fly into a war zone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true that they wouldn't see us coming, but once we're in the city, everyone would see
People
us and
actually
shoot
do
at
look
us.
out. People look outside when they went in. You're not in space.
And they use binoculars.
Yeah, and if we brought a ship above a building that's currently in the middle of a battle, we would get shot at.
Sorry, we only
I feel like it's an unfortunate.
And then you get a message from Czar, Jake does, says you're cleared to land. And they give you a number of places where you can land.
I don't think we have an option.
Once you're landed, please turn off your transponder.
Turn off.
Once you land, turn off your transponder.
We're one ship.
That's true.
check.
The deep wind you hear in the news is still under martial law. Apparently, the stolen ship was spotted in the deep wind station, making a daring escape.
Daring, he says.
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
it's a nice description.
yeah. And you'll notice that the news reports that talk positively of you are the news reports that come from Cliff Mitchell's news network.
Awesome.
The PR war is not yet lost.
That's what I figured.
Cliff Mitchell does not work for the Dubois just yet. Good.
Jack, please remain with the ship in case we need a speedy takeoff.
Of course.
Be ready to burn as quickly as possible.
And you land. And if you remember, look, the city looks like just a spire coming out of the mountains, built into the mountains almost. And you need to use EVA suits to go from the pad to the building. There is some atmosphere, just it's limited.
We determined that Tsar is like a sort of like a Marsy sort of thing with a limited atmosphere.
Kind of. It has some atmosphere, and you can actually survive for a short time. It's just, you're not going to get enough oxygen to keep you around for long.
Sir, can you please remind me who's on the cleared list for being on the ship?
It says the four of you, Rafe, Jack, 5 of you, Rafe.
Marl, we never did we add him?
Right.
We added Marl.
Marl is limited access.
Got it.
He's not allowed on the bridge without another person on the bridge.
Okay, we'll leave it that way for now.
And apparently he's allowed in extra dimensional rooms that no one else is allowed into at the moment.
Wait a minute.
You
The
take
rooms
one
you went
privilege
into,
away, you give one privilege, right?
the rooms you went into, were they not just other rooms of our ship, or were they weird extra dimensional spaces? If you could tell. Like, did they look like the bedrooms of the ship, or
I'm
did they
not
look?
certain. They could have been.
They were mostly dark.
It was dark.
You didn't see furniture or anything.
At least one I should not have been in according to ship.
Oh, what did you see in that room?
Drone that was ship.
Oh, you mean like its core?
Possibly.
Is that describe the room with the Sorium?
Didn't even sound like a description of a room. It sounded like a description of a drone.
Fair
It
enough.
was dark, and I described there was a floating orb there. I spoke in the ship's voice.
How similar is his description to my hallway hijinks?
It's different. It was, he didn't seem to walk through this.
Yeah, you just phase through.
Yes.
No door, no mysterious doors opening.
Yeah.
Does the Sorium D core float in a sphere, or is it attached to something?
It is attached.
So it's not a floating sphere.
It's in magnetic containment or something like that.
It is a magnetic
Okay.
containment, but there are things that attach to it.
Right. So okay.
I will, as we're getting off the ship, I'll tell the ship to activate whatever self-defensive mechanisms it has. If anyone other than any of us tries to get on the ship, defend
Notify
yourself
us.
to the best of your ability
And notify us.
and notify us. It might get ugly in there.
And as the doors open and you are getting ready to head out, and you see there are 2 people down at the base, and they say you need to tell the pilot he should move the ship to pad, and they give you another pad. Stay under. Don't turn on the transponder when you move it.
Okay.
And he tells you to go tell him personally, not to do it. They're
No
not
communication.
No
Right, not
communication. I'll go
Go.
tell him.
Go dark.
Okay.
go dark or go home.
Oh, by the way, Soren's loading up with more grenades.
Do they have stuff here that we can buy? No. They don't. Do we?
Well, we have Q bills, and they have ore, right?
Yeah.
We can buy ore. But they don't have like.
I need kibble for
equipment.
silicate.
Well, there's multiple moon bases on the planet.
They probably have markets.
This
and
is
stuff.
the headquarters one.
Yeah,
For the moon.
I'd assume they have amenities to purchase.
Basic stuff.
If they have one with a market, I would say we should buy.
Do some shopping.
We should do some shopping and we should upgrade our stuff. Because I have a list of things to buy with our 120,000 Q.
I picked a couple things.
So you tell Jack, you guys get off the ship and get into and they walk you into the facility. When you get in, you go through that area you'd seen before. There was kind of like a monitoring station. And then once you get past it, there's these double doors. Everything changes to just ridiculous opulence. Marble walls and floors, giant carpets, gold or gold leaf statuettes everywhere. Maybe just gold.
Sure.
Just like blocks of gold on the
Right.
ground for no
Solid
reason.
bullets.
Worthless
into-
gold.
Into things.
Yeah.
There are these
Yeah,
weird
right.
egg-shaped things that are like floating in containers that are really ornately decorated.
Oh wow, it's got like Fabergé.
Fabergé eggs.
Yeah.
Soren feels slightly uncomfortable in the fact that he is as armed to the teeth as he can be in this walking opulence palace thing.
And Fedka comes and greets you. Welcome to Tsar proper.
This is very.
Tactically indefensible.
Extravagant.
Are you hungry?
We could eat.
Let's go enjoy a meal. There's much to talk about, I think.
Hikes up his bandolier.
Oh, you can get out of the suits. Do you want to get into something more comfortable? I mean, really, you should. A lot of the places we're going to go wouldn't even allow you in dressed like that, so you may have to change. We'll have a tailor come in.
Is there anywhere to go
and
shopping?
suit you up.
A tailor? Well, I mean,
Exemplary.
what he said.
We don't like this.
You know that word.
Did. You.
We like our armor, thank you.
Yeah, Kelvin is 100% fine with comfort.
And there are a couple people who you are with her that look like soldiers. They look like.
Are they in that nondescript sort of dress thing, or are they kitted out?
Check it out. They're not a good picture, but they look
Like your personal guard.
very soldiery.
No.
And they're armed to the teeth, you can tell. Like, not a little armed, like really armed.
We too would like to be armed to the teeth and in our proper attire.
You're pretty armed to the teeth.
We are, but basically you're saying no fancy suit for us. We want our armor and our weapons.
And
We're security detail for
they look
VIP.
like, with a helmet, they would be actually in armor.
Heavy armor.
Like full armor.
Yeah.
Like they're just not wearing a
Centurion
helmet.
style armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they don't say anything the whole time. They just walk, a few feet behind Fedka. Follow me. Let's go get you properly attired.
Okay.
A cultural draping would be nice, Soren.
We are culturally draped as he grabs his grenade belt.
A local overtunic.
We will take a suit jacket and nothing more.
And they bring you to this giant room. The roof is 40 feet high. These long drapes, long thin drapes that come down with symbols on them that look, like eagles and stuff like that. And in the middle of the room, there's a pedestal with some mirrors in front of it and a few chairs. And this whole room looks like it's built for just this little pedestal and mirrors.
This is their their clothing
and a few
closet.
seats. And there are doors, and they're like, it's like a walk to get to the doors. Please have a seat. And when you sit, this man comes out, and he's pretty short, and he's got a bunch of tapes on his shoulders, and got a cushion pad on his shoulder with pins all sticking out of it. And he comes over. Who's first?
I will go first.
And you come up and he remove that dirty coat.
Oh yeah, take off the.
And he starts measuring you. And the door opens and they start bringing out some.
Kind of used to this
Clothing.
for my time. He's a proper tailor.
Right, he's a proper tailor. And he measures you up and then says, your clothing will be ready in about 20 minutes.
Gratitude.
And he sends the measurements back, and you hear inside there where you sound like a machine kind of doing something. You think there are people in there. You see some like movement.
Sweatshop.
Yeah, it's a factory.
They're actually making your clothing.
And they bring you the next one.
Oh shit!
Camera fell.
Oh, we've got a camera now.
Camera down.
Go to break.
Yeah, let's pause.
by hitting it again.
Yep. And then when he hits the button, well, actually, I think I went live. Yep.
Okay.
Are we live again?
I believe we are.
No, I just figured we were gonna take
I'll
our
look at my phone in a moment. And I was gonna take a break soon anyway, but
Equipment malfunction.
We're back. We survived. So did our equipment. Woo. Yay.
Yep, we are back.
Yeah.
and
I wish that would look kind of frightening on camera.
Right. I want to go back and watch it later.
I know.
I kind of want to do that.
Yep.
Becky goes, I'll find you shortly. They're gonna give you accommodations, and Vanny will see you later this afternoon. So we'll speak soon.
Okay.
And she leaves with the 200.
Much gratitude.
Much good.
Isn't
That was the name of the CEO, correct?
Yes.
that never sees anyone? This is either very good or very, very bad.
It
My
is.
turn.
Why not both? Coward is getting.
Get measured and fitted.
Yeah. Careful, I dress up.
Yeah. And you get dressed very elegantly.
Sweet.
Professional, really comfortable, like the most comfortable clothes you've had. Modern styles, but with a touch of history to them.
Retro flair.
Yeah.
Earth. Karen hit retro.
Yeah.
We are comfortable in our armor, thank you.
So now
I get measured.
it really
So
breathes well.
would you like me to make some clothing that will work with your armor?
Please infuse it with Kevlar nanofibers.
I don't have Kevlar here, but I could order it for you if necessary, if that's what you really need.
We would prefer a measure of protection and comfort, thank you.
Then let me measure you.
Very well. He reluctantly strips off his armor. All the while keeping an eye on the guy.
Oh my
Why do
gosh,
you
you
use it?
sleep in
Why
that?
use that thick armor? Why don't you get something thinner and lighter?
Because it stops projectiles, energy blasts.
They have lighter
knives.
stuff than that.
Yes, but it does not stop them as well. We are sure it breathes great. We are sure it breathes even better if you have holes in you.
Oh, that's no good.
We do not mean to rain, how they say, downpour on your parade. But we are thinking of let us not forget, he says as he's being measured. Let us not forget we are not exactly in the most friendly of positions.
What do you mean?
People seem very friendly here. But yeah.
And they dress you, and then a man comes in that.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Catherine era Russian tuxedo.
Yeah.
What's the grenade belt over the tuxedo?
And the tailor says before you leave, there's this person comes in. She goes, "Are they ready yet?" He goes, "Are they ready yet?" They're ready with their first set of clothes. The remainder will be brought to the room.
More than one set?
Exemplary.
How frivolous.
Oh. Can you make pajamas?
You do not sleep in the nude?
I didn't need that image. Thank you very much.
What image? We merely asked a question. We implied nothing.
And they and this man, he walks you through one of the doors on the other side of the room where you're in. And he's very he's got a tablet, and he's constantly monitoring things on it. He goes, "You like it around 77 degrees or 76 degrees. That's what the readout said, but sometimes the readouts are very not perfect.
That's...
It goes over the different temperatures with everybody, right? Every one of them was within like a degree or two. He's like, Fedka did a pretty good job with this. Okay. They bring you to rooms that are ridiculous. And the temperatures are all the temperatures that feel very good, very comfortable to you. And they have these huge, like, windows and look out onto the moonscape. And even though it's barren, it's pretty beautiful from up here. And you realize you're pretty high up. And the moon itself has a weird, like a yellowish translucence to the sand in the air and stuff like that. It makes everything look hazy and
Sweet.
pretty.
Yeah.
You know, there's when the sun rises, you know that it'll probably have an interesting look, different than what you see on Freesis or Terra or what have you. Fedka will be joining you for a meal shortly. We will send someone to retrieve you when the meal is ready.
Yeah, Kelleran will raid the minibar.
There's no minibar. There's a servant.
Oh,
And the room is just, it's like the rest of it. There's a bed, that is just dwarfed by the room. There's a wash basin. There's a bathroom that is, the tub is like a small pool.
Time to make the closet bunker.
Oh no.
yeah. Kelleran will be doing the whole thing, fluffy robe and the hot bath.
Definitely.
Flip
And you're
it.
looking for the closet, and what are you looking for? There's no closet here. We'll get you what you need.
There's no room. Where is the closest room connected to this room? There's a connected bathroom, right?
Yes,
We will. Very well.
the washroom is,
It is a private washroom?
of course.
Excellent. Soren begins taking up the bed, moving the furniture in such a way, literally make trench warfare as best he can.
And
Like, just tearing the place apart. Like,
would you like assistance?
yes, please. Please flip the chair.
The bed. You'd like different bedding.
No. Please take that chair and flip it up so the legs are pointing that way.
He does it.
And essentially making dragon's teeth out of the things.
Or
The
building
chairs
a
are
bed
really
for
heavy,
it.
by the way.
Good. Heavy chairs are good. Please grab the bedding and bring it into the bathroom.
And he takes the bedding and folds it up and then carries it into the bathroom.
Please put it into the tub. Did we stutter?
He puts it in the tub.
Thank you. Goes back to moving the furniture in such a way that anyone who needs to get in needs to go through a landmine. Metaphorical landmines.
And the butler stays with you and helps with whatever you.
This poor butler, he could have gotten all the other accommodating ones, but he got the literal wreck.
Yep. And after maybe an hour or hour and a half, are you guys doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna check the sim to see what additional news is going on. Oh, maybe I won't. Yeah, well.
Do you have any broken glass we can spread on the floor?
Well, no, I'm not, because I don't want them to see me doing any sort of communication.
Oh, that's something that, sorry. No, you go ahead.
I'm gonna ask the servant where the nearest marketplace is. On any of the moon, in any of the moon bases.
Oh, on the other bases on the moon,
Mm-hmm.
because there's no market here.
Here, no, I know that.
We can accommodate most requests without the need for a market.
Right. If you want eggs, we can have somebody go to the market and get some eggs.
No, I need very specific computer components, and I need to make sure that I pick them up myself. I've had too many instances where I've asked people to get them for me and they pick up the wrong thing. People tend to confuse their SRT2 resistors with their SRT3 resistors, and I just can't have any of that fumbling around.
Yeah, I make that mistake all the time.
Here, we break this chair. The legs will make excellent punchy spikes.
While you guys are doing all of that crazy stuff, Kelleran is testing the limits of the butler. Like, well, do you have Dendusi coffee? Go get some. Now, do you have Keshian sugar? All right. What about?
It's not likely you're going to find the kind of market you're expecting. Most of the markets here are for the workers and on the other bases, and they're mostly filled with foodstuffs, liquor stores,
I got it.
The company store.
It's all company store.
I was gonna say,
All company store.
yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less. You are on the planet owned by the company. You are working and living on the company planet. You are buying from the company store.
Yeah.
It is the Romanovs. The place is called Tsar. They probably control all the means of production.
They do.
What's their union situation like?
Is there a large picture of
You're
Karl
not allowed to say
Marx
that
in the
word.
hallway?
We're not
I
allowed
don't think the Romanovs would be into Karl Marx.
That's fair.
Quite the contrary.
They are the bourgeoisie.
Yes.
This very big picture of Lenin is slightly
Or that.
incongruous.
Yeah.
That works.
Huh.
The ones that killed the royalty are not.
The nearest station you could find a market like you were suggesting would probably be Greece station on that moon. It's another one of the moons up the same planet, around the same planet.
Got it. But it's not too far. Yeah. It's actually pretty close.
Yeah.
It's like the next moon out.
When we leave, if we leave,
Yeah, if and when we
Wherever.
leave. I'm gonna make a note.
survive,
Do not worry.
we can go there.
I make a note for myself and Kelrin.
Yeah, I gotta only buy a few odds and ends.
And a person opens the door and comes to retrieve you. Come with me, please.
Oh, but I was gonna get a massage. Fine.
Soren's about to start digging up the thing.
Come with me, are you
We are
ready for
ready.
your...
By the way, the room is trashed. Utterly,
Yeah.
utterly
And the
trashed.
butler's like, over your shoulder, you know.
I don't know.
The butler would never do that where you.
Oh no, of course not. He's properly trained. You gotta deal with the rock star lifestyle sometimes, and you gotta just grin and bear it.
The eccentricity of rock stars and insane soldiers.
He's perfectly sane. This is the natural reaction to when you're being hunted.
And you are taken to a room that has one large table in it and about 12 servants dealing with the meal itself. And there's like the group of you, 4 of you, and Fedka, who is already at the table speaking with another person, another woman. You know, she's dressed in red, has some kind of a faceplate. Actually, I have a picture of her. That's her.
Oh, very cool.
And Fedka stands and goes towards you and says, gentlemen, this is Vanya Sokolov. She's the president of Romanov Holdings. She welcomes you to a meal. And the room is really odd in that you don't see the ceiling. It just goes into darkness. It just fades up. But there's windows all around it. And it seems odd that there are windows all around it because it doesn't seem like it would be in a place where you could have windows all around it. But there are windows all around it.
Can I make a note of something? So I am still wearing all of my original gear, and I used disguise to make it look like I'm wearing the clothes they provided to me, but I still have all my stuff on me.
Okay.
So
You do it, make a roll.
What type of roll would you like me to make?
Your disguise check.
Got it. I guess I'll just do deception.
Okay.
I'm going. That's a 16.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty
So
good.
you-
If it were
yeah,
blackjack,
pretty
I'd tell you to stay.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's a 16.
Yeah. Soren's
you're
good at blackjack.
Right, you're a good space blackjack player.
good. And a couple soldiers come up and they go, "You need to remove your weapons, sir." You can just place them there, and they roll a card out.
Grenade bandolier.
Yeah, great.
Dinner.
One grenade. 2 grenade.
I'm actually still wearing all my stuff.
3 grenade. And he goes through this till he gets to the last one. He's going to attempt to palm off the last grenade. No. The cart stays here.
We didn't intend on moving it. You're not next to the table, you're before the table.
Yeah. The cart is basically, I can see the cart.
Yep.
Just on the other side of the room.
Literally,
See it.
every weapon except the knife and the boot.
Okay. And then they escort you over to the table. Thank you. And they, one soldier stays with the cart.
There will be problems if that cart moves.
I assure you, the cart's not going to move.
Good. Thank you.
And they bring you over, and Vanya stands. Welcome, gentlemen. And it sounds kind of mechanical. Please have a seat.
Much gratitude, Prime Vanya.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And Fedka sits after you guys sit.
Thanks.
And the servants start bringing out forks and knives and spoons and making the places in front of each of you. And there seems to be a big staff for one meal. Just a stupid number of people. One person for bringing water. There's one person for setting the plates. And that person, when they do their work, they just go back to the edge of the room and they stand and wait. They don't move. They just stand properly.
It's a show of authority.
There's just the fork guy. That's all he does. Bring your
He
fork.
just brings you your fork. And then he
Wait,
takes
the
wait,
silverware.
does
Your
anyone else
silverware.
need any more?
And the silverware is actually silver. Of
Is
course.
it the ridiculous variety of silverware, like 15
Yes.
forks?
Yes.
How many of them do
That
you
could
think
go
are
some-
armed?
You work from the outside in.
We will just pick the biggest fork for everything.
There's just a knife.
Well,
He's not a barbarian. He just doesn't care.
There.
right. But as you use your forks, they start removing them after each meal, each
course.
course.
Of course.
So
I'm gonna hold up my big fork.
So they actually put your fork back, they wipe it and put it back, and they take the smallest one. And hope that you learn how to do it correctly.
Oh, but he's figuring it out.
Yeah.
It's just a question whether he falls apart.
And they bring real food, not. You can tell there's no green cake.
No green
anything
cake,
at
no.
all.
The Romanov CEO doesn't eat
Is there
There's-
caviar?
There's definitely caviar.
Yeah.
There's cheeses. There's olives and an exorbitant meal.
Vodka cocktails.
You haven't had. There are definitely cocktails.
Wondrous.
And the food is
It's Terran food.
amazing
I love
and
it.
delicious if you love Terran food.
I love the Terran. I'm so intrigued by the Terran lifestyle that I'm like, oh,
I'm about the caviar.
it's very cool.
It's good stuff.
And Fedka goes, so what can you tell us what happened on Deep Wine Station?
Do you mean concerning the attack on Rafe by the Dubois?
I think she means.
No, that was a different station.
On
I
Deep
think-
Wine
Oh,
Station.
Deep One, my bad.
I think he means in general.
No, I think she means in terms of the negotiations that took place, transpired.
Stern negotiations.
Well then, yeah, we can.
It is a polite way for saying we have been sold out, not
No.
that we were bought in anyway.
Do you mean the negotiations? I mean,
Vanya would like to know what happened in the negotiations. Apparently you had the capacity to
We were privy
spy
to.
on it.
We were
oh,
privy
right,
to
that was a
offers there.
secret, and they just released the results. Yeah, well, I mean, did I?
You were recording it. Yeah.
Was I able to record it?
You could record the screen you were looking
That's what
at.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can either describe it in detail or replay it if I have a video of it.
I assumed you had your buddy.
My bot is
Recording.
running. It's live blogging or whatever what you're calling. It's live logging. That's what I'm looking for. Constantly recording, but
our friend Kelrin here has a recording. He can play it for you.
Vanya would love to see it.
yeah, very well.
So
And
pulls it up on like a
the
hollow
recording
screen.
is interesting. You can tell that it's a moving camera and things like that. That it's not always pointing at it. Right, it's very shaky and
It's
moves
attached
around
to that
from a very low
Puffcat.
perspective most of the time.
That
Gets distracted.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But this audio is never
Never bad.
Never gone. And never and never poor. And how did you achieve a mechanism to record a meeting that was not only private but debugged?
Trade secret.
Yeah, we have friends on the station.
Do not give away the trade secret.
Is that the secret? I thought the secret was who the. I'll shut up.
Buffcat cam.
Puffcat
What?
Buffcat cam.
We used a buff cat.
with a camera.
And Banyan leans over to Fedka and whispers something to her. And you think that Fedka's explaining what a puff cat is.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody expects the puff cat inquisition. Nobody, no how.
I was going to say, can I make a perception to see what they're explaining?
It sounds like she's being explained what it is.
It's not a traditional Romanov pet.
Yeah, right? It's a spacer.
I was going to say
What-
that, and
what
maybe that
language are
one.
they speaking? If we can hear it.
Some kind of a Terran language.
I speak Terran.
Maybe,
It's
but this
not
might be archaic
just
Terran.
I was going to
It
say,
is an old variant of Terran.
That's Vidania, comrade.
They're speaking in Cyrillic. I don't
The
know.
writing
I
maybe.
don't know how my translator chip picks that up. But
Yeah.
Soren can speak a little bit of
Actually,
Russian,
probably
but it's
better
only
than-
the very bad words.
Mostly
Yeah.
because I programmed it.
yeah, I might be understanding their dialect of Terran. If I'm listening.
And Vanya looks on you. Your pilot has smuggled in the past.
He has?
I hope that's not a problem.
Just spice.
Would you consider smuggling in the future?
Yes,
Sure.
we would be amenable to said proposition.
Wouldn't be the first time we transported something for pay.
Jack probably would.
Undetectable.
And Vanya leans over to her because there's some kind of a signal, you're not sure what it is, but she leans to her. And Vanya says something to her. Vanya would like to know if you would be willing to transport people, to smuggle people.
What sort of people?
And she doesn't say anything.
Against their will? No, maybe not. No slaves.
I agree with my my Dendusi friend here.
Passenger transport is possible.
We would like to know a little bit more other than people,
But yes, soldiers, spies.
refugees. We would like.
Oh.
You are no doubt tasking us with an important mission. If we are not given the proper intel, we cannot perform it to our best ability.
In your head, you hear the maze, whatever it's called, mental missive. Like with this,
And
that
you
would.
hear, don't do that here, from Vanya.
Okay. Apologies. Then just out loud, I'll say,
It's for your own safety. I have defenses in here that can detect Esper powers like that and could end up attacking you.
sorry. Then just tradition. I'll stop. Then I'll say out loud. I'll just say, well, I gesture towards them. Well, as I was about to say, I think we'd have to have some restrictions on access to the ship once these passengers are on the ship.
We want to know what is the nature of the passengers.
I think that's doable on our end as well.
We're interested in, what's the right word? Countering the military incursion on Phreesis.
As are we.
We would like to send some soldiers and she's asking investigators, and she goes, spies, and you start to realize she doesn't know this language particularly well that she's speaking to you in.
Got it.
She knows it not real well. And spies to create dissent in the northern corner of the sea. the northeastern corner of the sea.
Can I make an insight check to see if I can put 2 and 2 together about what region of Phreesis that
You don't
they're...
need insight.
Okay, what are they talking about?
That's where the sheep farm
Yeah, I was
is.
gonna say
That's
that's
what I
where the farm
figured.
is.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
The rebels have been placated by pharmaceuticals in the air to weaken their stances, and that needs to be ended. The rebellion has to be supported in that area.
Oh yes, we've seen our data, I'm sure.
We will accept your proposition under specific terms. First and foremost,
You're not interested in money?
we are, but more importantly, we're interested in the safety of both ourselves and the individuals that you'd be asking us to transport.
I can't promise your safety. You'd be running
We're running.
a counter-military operation.
However, you can assist us in arming ourselves appropriately. We will transport your
Assets.
assets in exchange for your assistance in outfitting our ship with the proper defense measures.
Oh, weapons.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm gonna draw from the wheel.
Cool.
Wow, that was terrible.
Not any help.
My persuasion's pretty good. It's a 10.
But your ship is unseeable.
Correct.
Yes,
But not unshootable.
but not unshootable. And
Well, no ship is unshootable. We can't make that happen.
it's only unseeable to
Sensors.
sensors and digital forms of vision, but
Not
to the naked eye, it's easily perceptible.
Vedka whispers a few things to her. So, are you asking for defenses or offenses?
Offense.
Well,
Why not both?
I'd rather have defense. than
Active
offense.
defensive countermeasures.
We would rather have offense, but that's neither here nor there.
I like running and hiding.
Is the ship capable of being outfitted with such things?
Yes.
It will not support. It will probably not support a battleship-sized armaments,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Sadly.
But it can be armed with about gunboat sized, you'd say.
It's a Corvette,
Yeah,
but it's a big Corvette.
Yeah.
Corvette-sized weaponry,
So you probably get a couple of like laser turrets.
Is it? Yeah.
rail guns.
Turrets.
As long as it doesn't compromise our stealth technology.
Yeah.
That is the question.
And Bonnie goes, we could accommodate, but not in this system at this moment. We could accommodate once you left the system. Your ship is too well known to get into a place where those kinds of arms could be
Done anonymously.
done quietly. And this system is not, this moon is very well protected, and people will leave us alone here. But we don't have that capability here on the moon. Everywhere else would put you into a highly risky position for quite a while the systems are being mounted.
Fair enough.
Might I ask a sensitive question? We're happy, I think, to do this because we have a common enemy in the Dubois. They have been targeting us and our friend Rafe and our own legal claim for some time now. So in that regard, we agree, but this is dangerous. And if you cannot provide us with this sort of armament, what sort of support can you provide in exchange for this? I'm basically asking, like, what do we get out of this? If we
Well,
don't get the weaponry.
we do get the weaponry, we just get it out of system
And afterwards.
afterwards. So what we want to do is basically negotiate for more pay as well.
There
So-
may be some help with, I don't know, what else could we ask?
I mean,
Help
aside from
finding
money,
Rafe?
I think that I would like us to leave that
Yeah.
entire venture up to ourselves.
Okay.
I don't want to ask for assistance.
Yeah,
Because I think that no one other than us should know where he is, and involving anyone else is compromising his position.
the only things we
So, what are the other things that we have?
Why I help the rebellion, find
Okay,
Rafe.
so this does that.
Yeah. Find Rafe. You said alone.
Yes,
Investigate the haunted ship.
that's something
Okay,
separate
yeah.
from this.
Leave the system so they could
Okay,
maybe
so-
arrange for us to try to have access to the Crucible, but I don't know if they can.
Okay, so that's on the table as a negotiating
We could
point.
get you, once the military fleets have left, we could get you an exit from the system through the Crucible.
Arming the ship we're talking about, and then I just have some notes, which is Cliff
Okay.
Mitchell's
So we-
ally.
So then I
we feel
think
things.
that this is pretty.
so we want safe passage,
So
armaments, and maybe some money.
yes.
Or,
So those would be our negotiating points.
that's fine.
Our goals.
We will agree to ferry your military forces in exchange for payment, means to arm the ship outside of the system, and safe passage outside of the system, and a guarantee that you will allow us to keep this ship.
Well, I mean, if they want to take it, they don't care. They'll just break the promise. That's fine.
We're not interested in taking your ship.
Okay.
We're interested in you using your ship.
Fair enough.
We're happy to do that against the Dubois.
I would ask, as is I know to be a old Earth tradition from my studies, that we get all of this in writing on paper and not with a digital footprint.
Agreed.
Paper. How novel.
Yes, they are called novels.
How quaint. How quaint.
How many
So-
will we be transporting?
Maybe
As
more.
many as can fit standing in your hold.
Fair.
Fair enough.
Fair.
And there will be a chemical dispersant that will need to be used on the rebels in the area. So you'll need to do at least one pass releasing the dispersant that will weaken the
Counteract
hold
the pharmaceutical. Yeah.
that is already there. If you enter that area while that pharmaceutical is in the air, you will become
Pacified.
pacified.
Don't we all? But we have rebreathers. No,
We do, but
We do, but
Because
is it an inhalant or is?
we don't know.
Yes, it's inhaled.
we just need to make sure we don't. If we are forced to exit out, we don't exit out without
Without.
a rebreather or a
We should wear them
DVC.
anyways. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Crop dusting. Great.
Fair enough.
So we are agreed.
We are agreed.
Safe passage, armaments, and
I would like to know what you thought of the conversation in the room where they were making the treaty.
And Boots will.
Not the factual information. We've seen that.
Mhm.
But what you think it will mean for people in the system.
And Boots will like slam his hand on the table, like very out of character for himself, and says, "I'll be damned before I let that Corellian Dubois who hurt my friend get a leg up on anyone else in this system."
we do not believe that this will prove to be a beneficial arrangement for anyone save the Dubois.
Yeah, the Dubois get the system. Terrans get the access to the information they're gaining from their research on Sorium D, and the ancient race that was here. You saw the info dump, and the unique crucible. The Terrans get that info exclusively. The Dubois get this system. I don't know why the Silurians agree. Maybe they don't realize what they're missing out on.
I have suspicions on that I'll share with you another time after this mission is completed. Perhaps a celebratory moment.
Very well.
So your ship has been moved, as you knew.
Mm-hmm.
You should leave after you get a good rest. I hope you enjoy your sleep. And by this time, the meal is kind of winding down. You're eating as you go.
So afterwards,
You're probably a little tipsy from the vodka.
Afterwards, Boots will go up to Fedka and will. Is Fedka currently a he or a she?
A he.
Okay, so Boots will go up to Fedka and say, or like slide Fedka a list of items that he's looking for, and say, if we're going to be assisting in an infiltration mission and in ferrying your covert ops, I'm going to need a few things.
I thought you were just bringing the troops. We're sending some people to do infiltration.
Fair enough, but I have the cubles to pay for this stuff.
And he takes the list.
So it's
What is it?
it's a hollow projector.
Don't you have all?
Yeah, we have.
We have the thought projection
extra
device.
dimensional.
Yeah.
hollow
But I
projector.
want a straight up like traditional hollow projector that I could like plug the sim into, and you could just project like holograms.
Right.
Magnetic boots so that I don't go flying off the side of a ship again. A motion sensor,
Okay.
a sensory jammer, which is like a bug jammer.
I made that list independently of yours. Look at my list.
Okay, I will.
Just make me the list.
Oh, it's literally like the same shit. New sim goggles and an infiltration suit. Which is just slightly better armor than I have.
Okay. I'll see what I can get here, and
Oh, and then Calvin wants a biosuit.
you're probably better off getting these from the
Grease?
station
On Grease?
on around Phresis.
Mm.
They're much
That
more.
was hilarious.
Yeah, ours are so similar.
Alright.
Although I can't go back to Phresis for a little bit, but
Where's that?
after the assassination attempt on me, I decided I needed to reassess my protections there, so that's being done while I'm here.
It's probably a smart move.
Alright.
Alright, well, get your rest. I'll look over the list and see what I can do for once you get to Phresis, if there's something that can be done.
Okay.
Enjoy your sleep. Your ship will be ready when you awaken. And this we'll take a break.
Gratitude.
Button.
There we go. Now we are playing.
Everybody, we're back.
And so we're back.
Now we hit the group.
You get a little rest. You get a full night's rest, so
Yeah.
a long rest.
Awesome.
The rooms are comfortable but uncomfortable. They're very comfortable as far as the poshness of them. It's uncomfortable being in a room that's so big that with so sparsely furnished that it feels like you're in the middle of nothing.
Right.
Soren
The
made
walls
note
are
of
too
this.
far
There
apart.
are so many gaps in the defenses right now.
It doesn't bother me.
Like sleeping on the 50-yard line.
You could drive a tank between these tables.
Maybe a perception check.
Five. He's worried about how big this gap
It's
is.
buried in your mattress fort.
Totally.
It's to stop the knives and the bullets.
And they come to retrieve you in the morning. Your ship is ready. Your pilot has been informed. So
Has the cargo been loaded?
they're waiting for you. They can't load
Yeah,
without
they can't get on. Not us.
That's true.
your permission, apparently.
So I guess
Aha.
we want to get in there and clear out
We're
anything in the.
upstairs.
Is there anything in the hold that we don't want them?
Only our land.
We've got a hover car.
We have that like
Our hover
rolling
vehicle.
Oh, that's right.
Our vehicle and some supplies with crates with supplies.
But nothing like.
Nothing particular.
No, as long as they don't go into the room
With
with the strapped down interdimensional horror, we're fine.
We're good.
I thought
So
we
you
were
can't get in there.
storing them in there.
Who the guys?
That room, no.
That has the most room, doesn't it?
No, the hold has the most.
Yeah.
Until you go,
Hello,
cross
welcome.
dimensional.
Hello, my name is 1479 Soren. I will be your flight attendant for the day.
Just put them all in tubes.
We could.
Easy
You don't want
transport.
anything.
I don't know how
In
many
the
tubes you got.
in the event of a water landing, you may be used as a flotation device.
Even you can float.
Yeah.
Lovely citizen.
Just gotta string together those corpses. That'd be a great raft.
Especially when the bloat sets in.
Yeah, most organic
Float.
beings float.
Oh no, we've been out on sea so long they've become skeletons and there's holes in the boat.
Okie doke. So we will, I guess, head over to the ship.
Yeah, how many people are we talking about here? They can fit in the hold.
Am I able to see Becca? Is she with
Yeah, she's actually going to walk you out.
they? He?
He at the moment. Is going to
They
walk
is
you out.
also acceptable.
They are gender
They
fluid.
is also acceptable, yes. Venka is super gender fluid. As
Which is
gender
cool.
fluid as you can get.
I'm cool with Becca. We're friends now. Somehow.
So when you get to
It's the crime part I have problems with. Nothing else.
What crime? I didn't see him do anything
she's
bad.
just a liaison, business liaison.
Yeah. Becca hasn't done anything wrong.
That's a nice way to say conciliary.
It is.
Someone tried to kill Becca. That's a crime.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, we'll make our way to the hold then.
Yep.
Or to the ship.
There was something I promised to give you. And she gives you a piece of paper.
Ah, yes. Forgive us. In our current situation, it slipped our minds. It takes the paper.
Oh, piece of paper, the contract.
No.
No?
Thank you. We will, when we are in calmer waters, we will look into this. You have our gratitude for what it is worth.
You're welcome.
I know that's from
You need to be
their meeting.
You need to be careful because around the Dubois facility, they have a lot of monitoring going on.
Yeah, we
So
know.
it's not going to be completely walk in and do what you want.
That's why I
That's
have
what the police are for. It's a mess.
It's also what the sensory jammer was for, but Say la vie, some things you can't get when you need them.
That's true.
The supply depot is never has what you need.
Fair enough.
Well, this one time, we requested armor support, and we got 2 tons of chocolate rations.
So I guess-
We had a real creative solution then.
You get on the ship, and they start loading.
They don't load anything onto that ship until we sign a document on
yes.
paper
Right,
in handwriting.
Right. There's a person that comes to the mission room
Mhm.
where they have all the stuff, and they bring you guys in, 4 of you. There's a person with a document that is lengthy enough to be intimidating.
Oh no, the lawyers.
Is it written in the Cyrillic alphabet?
Yeah.
I read it.
Okay. It's really, really boring. Maybe a con check.
20.
You read it. You don't even glaze over hardly. Hardly. I mean, you do a little bit for a part of the time.
The third party pursuant to the second party rule.
Party of the first part, and that's party of the first part.
I'm 17 in. I can read this document.
Actually, the contract is with a person you don't know.
Who's the contract with?
A name in it.
What's the name?
You don't recognize it.
So I read it.
And it, like, LTD.
It's some.
It's a holding corp.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, it's like something
Right.
limited like LLC, limited
Doesn't look
like.
like anything a Romanov would do.
Got
A
it.
Romanov company would do.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to Holding Corp International.
I read through it.
Corporate
It's
funds,
wholly owned by another holding corp.
services.
Fair enough. And then I'm like, I try to start checking all my pockets. I like, forgot. Can't find a pen.
They have a pen there.
No.
No, these things, this is formal.
Like a
We take the
1,000-year-old
pen.
like
Yeah,
fountain
there's
pen.
a
Yeah,
lawyer
the
there.
fancy quill.
So
Eh,
do not prick our finger.
No, do not prick your
No.
finger.
we don't sign in blood, yeah, right.
So Boots,
We need a physician here then.
Boots will take the pen and we'll look at his compatriots and say, I've read, does everything seem to be in order?
Yes.
Yes,
Are there any glaring loopholes?
Do you have law as a skill?
I do not.
It looks perfect.
they're your friends, right? Sign it.
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as everything that we agreed on is there in
It is
writing,
there, in
then,
writing.
far
then
as you
Boots,
know.
Boots
They
will
are-
sign it.
They are, you said it yourself. You like them. They are
I
your
do.
friends.
I do
Sign
like them.
that contract.
Boots will sign the contract.
Metastopheles is your bro.
And then they slide the pen over to each one of you.
1, 4.
What do I need to sign it for? Alright.
And one of the lawyers looks at your 9.
It is a 9. We assure you.
This dude is causing our camera to drop.
Yeah, really.
Just letting the door sit down.
Well, he only started coming in a little while ago, but
Oh, yeah.
tried to.
Yeah, as I recall, that came like out of nowhere.
Alright, well, I guess we'll make sure that they get on the ship but stay.
We will look after our guests.
So we sign all of the.
Our lives away.
Yeah, I'll scan it too, but I'll sign it in Kashian script.
Yeah, it's like I have any
Like
idea.
ancient Kashian script.
Yeah.
I sign my name.
Yeah. They look at it like. I mean, they don't do anything.
Right.
How quaint.
I mean, technically speaking, you're allowed to put an X, and
Correct.
that is a legal binding contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the lawyers there sign. The 2 lawyers.
And there's probably like a stamp and then a sign and
They
then.
notarize it.
Yeah, they
The
know.
equivalent of whatever it is in the future.
Long-
And
Notary.
then that goes, all right, let's get you on your ship.
Fair enough.
There's a copy that separates out of it. So you end up with 2.
Very
cool for them.
Carbon paper.
Future carbon paper.
Nanocarbon.
Letter size. Legal size.
We roll it up and I hand it to Kelrin.
Alright.
Vacuum tube.
Or now the group archivist.
I'll put it in there. I'll mag seal this bad boy.
All right.
Is this
We will-
acid
He
for
has
paper?
mag
The
seal
little
tubes.
containers,
Yeah.
yeah.
We will look after our guests, make sure they do not go anywhere they need to. I'd like to inspect the troops just to get a measure of them.
Okay. And you get to this room, and there's definitely more than will fit in the hold.
Do I feel like I'm on Camino?
It's tight like that.
I think all the
but-
clone troopers.
But they all look different, and they're all dressed like scrappers. There's nobody soldier dressed. They're all armed.
This is what we like to call an insurgency.
This is a covert mission. They're
So
about
we're
to
gonna
inject some order into the disorderly
And
rebellion.
We're just gonna pack them on, and since it's only a few hours, they can really just go in like
Yeah,
sardines.
they're
I
gonna
guess.
stand the whole time.
Okay.
So it's a few dozen, at least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They'll put as many as you can fit.
Got it.
Literally, they will pack it in. That's why they're gonna stand the whole time.
Okay.
And
Alright.
that's why they have so many sold people here. They
Make
know
sure.
they have excess.
To make sure they have too many.
Right.
I say to them, hello. We are 1479 Soren. We will be your chaperone for your stay on the meditations. Please note that you are to stay in the designated areas. Any attempt to move out of them will be taken as a sign of aggression and will not be tolerated with much.
Civility.
Thank you. If you have any problems, questions, conundrums, and or such, please refer to me. I will be here to assist you in all your needs until you have been taken to the drop zone.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
They don't look around. Even though they're dressed like what they're dressed like, they act like soldiers.
Soren does give a smile. So this is what the drill sergeant feels like. Very well.
Feels good.
Let us begin boarding now.
And they start piling in. They go in very orderly, but they purposely pack in the most. They don't try and stay in order. They try and stay in maximum space, filling. And they literally fill every nook and cranny. And there's probably a good 150 people that squeeze into there,
Wow, great.
standing.
Sir, if any of them try anything, I give you permission to purge the holding bed.
I cannot do so.
Why?
Those are people.
Do not worry. We will handle anything that needs to be done.
It has moral character. This is good to know.
Your computer has moral compunctions.
I'm sorry, Dave. I
More
can't
than
do
you.
that. Mine's less likely to happen. This is good.
This is scary.
Yeah, more than boots, apparently.
Do not worry. We will handle any
They are
problems.
armed.
Did
by
you
the way.
say
They're not
chaotic
unarmed.
good?
No, they're armed. That's fine.
Yeah, they could take a
Grenade
ship by
thrown into the
force.
Yeah, I
hole
don't want
solves
them to take
all
the
the
ship by
problems.
force.
I'm not saying they'll do anything, but I do have a lot of grenades for a reason.
I'm not asking you to purge them without warranted reason. I just don't want them to assault us and take the ship over.
Then they won't.
I could use defensive measures to prevent something.
Oh, okay, then do that. I was just trying to get creative.
Do not worry. Stemming assaults on ships is our specialty. They will not get past the first bulkhead.
Well, all I know is Calvin made sure to get in before all the soldiers,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you could get in through
Well,
and
you
be
can
up
go in the other
front.
way, but it's harder.
Yeah,
And these
then-
soldiers, they cross without EVA suits. They just do it quick.
Oh,
Perfect. So we load up the ship.
they're legit.
Time to go.
You get in, close the hold up. Some are standing on the hold as it rises.
Making sure they don't get crushed.
And you
And
guys are in the ship.
we asked them about we needed to do a pass to spray some stuff.
Yep.
Did they equip something to the ship?
They
or-
give you a device that you can use to do it.
Okay, cool. So we'll take that as well.
Counteract the
It does have to be mounted though. You need to mount it.
I'll give it.
It's basically just mounted with a strap that wraps around the hold.
I'll give it
Or
tomorrow.
parts of the hold.
I'll give it tomorrow to do it.
that will take some time.
Okay. You have a little time. They're not going anywhere.
All right.
It's not hard to do.
Yeah.
It's really meant to just kind of be. It's like a bucket you drag behind
Basic
you.
engineering.
Yeah. And you use
Secure
a
it.
remote to make it open and it starts
Yeah.
spraying in the air.
Chemtrails.
Like old school
Chem.
dusting.
Yeah, crap dusting.
Right.
Yep. That ain't going nowhere.
Perfect. Okay, I guess we're on our way.
And you get on your way. And they don't complain. They're like good,
They're good soldiers.
not only good soldiers, they're like good guests. They're very accommodating. They do what you ask. What you tell them to do.
It's good.
So how long have you been employed by the Romanovs?
Small talk with them.
Small talk.
My whole life.
It is good to have job
What do you
security.
mean employed? You mean work for them?
Yes. You are not on contract, correct?
No, the Romanovs are like family.
Fair enough. We are used to contract work.
Also fair enough.
I'm gonna.
It's like a blunted conversation with it's like two chatbots talking to each other.
It's like an awkward
Except-
first date between.
It's two chatbots talking to each other with military jargon
Right.
thrown in occasionally.
Yes, I also soldier.
Yes, soldier good. Gun
And
good.
They're armed. Almost all of them have needlers. They have hand weapons. A lot of swords. A few of them have bars and bats and things like that. Also,
Everything you need to blend in
and
with
a
the
few of
local
them
populace.
have ballistics thrown in. Rifles and pistols.
Everything you need to run an insurgency.
Yeah.
Short of the RPG.
I will.
Yeah.
Once we're underway, I'll go into the hold and see Soren there, and
You gotta wade through the
yeah, we'll go.
hello boots.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Hello boots. We were just having a conversation.
9.
I figured it was important for us to at least give them a heads up of what they might be going into.
They say they have been pretty well briefed.
Well, let's see how well briefed they have been. And I will use illusory point to create an image of Endori Chiki and say, and tell everyone,
Listen up. This is my friend Boots. Listen to him as you would listen to me. Thank you.
everyone, I'm not sure how well you've been briefed, but we have a common enemy in the in the Dubois family. And I don't know what your ultimate goal is here, but the important thing is this. This person or thing that goes by the name of Endori Chiki killed my friend and works for the Dubois. I'm offering a bounty of 2,000 cubles to anyone who can bring me their head.
It should also be noted.
There's a little murmuring in the crowd.
It should also be noted that this individual is extremely dangerous into the extreme. It is a known Esper of no small ability. It does have combat experience unparalleled to yourselves, if not superior. Caution is advised if you encounter this person.
A few of them start asking about how you know about their combat, its combat ability, and
We have tangled
what
with
you know about it.
We have tangled with it a time or two. It is capable, has manipulated. It has used Esper abilities that would benefit it in any combat situation, such as gravity, manipulation of gravity, psionic attacks, the like, and it is very durable. We can attest to that personally. Cracks knuckle.
Is that armor?
We are unable to believe so. We are unable to ascertain, but we treat it as such, as we were unable to make significant dents through.
With what weapons were successful?
Jack did get lucky that one time, stabbing, right?
Yep.
We begin to say blunt force trauma has shown to, if not basically rattle him around. a lucky stab actually got through with your with a energy cutlass. Grenades, explosives would be useful. We just advise caution.
Make me a persuasion check. Oops.
A natural 20.
Right.
One or two come up and start asking him about the details on the Esper abilities that were used, and then asking about how it killed your friend, what it did, like how did it do it, what is its procedure, like that kind of stuff. Like
Bounty research.
Yeah, I'll
they want
explain.
to know what they're getting into.
What they're getting
What
into.
they're up
to do?
against.
In all likelihood, over their heads. But
Yeah, but
that's
I'll,
neither here nor there.
I'll explain that the Endorage key seems to have the ability to move very rapidly from one location to another, as if by some sort of like displacement. I'll explain that
Illusions.
that
Capable
illusions and some sort of telepathy. And then I'll explain how Endorage Key was responsible for the deaths of my friends. And I will pin all of the deaths so far. I will pin Eddie's death, I will pin Tusk's death, and I will pin Rafe's alleged assault on this creature. And then I'll tell them, oh yeah, and by the way, it wouldn't surprise me if Vedka's attempted assassination was organized and orchestrated by this person too. So if you really love the Romanovs as much as you say you do, then you should hate this piece of
Are you
shit.
questioning our loyalty?
No, I'm not at all, but I'm saying you should be just as mad as I am that this person is out there.
Easy. We just wish to see that you are properly briefed. This is the point we are trying to make, is this is a dangerous opponent, to be sure.
This person will be in that area.
Very likely.
We cannot tell you for sure, but we would like for you to be briefed. A little intel is very dangerous.
And they'll take all the information you can give them. And they seem to listen very carefully to everything you say about this place, this person.
They could tell them about the shit. They probably know a lot about it already, right?
Right, but information is important.
We
Yeah.
can tell them what the defenses were like.
We took, just tell them everything.
I'd rather they know going in there about Endorage Key, and I would tell them that we've been to this base before, and that there were security drones that were armed with like concussion grenade missile things, and
Patrols.
They've made purchases that suggest that they've upgraded some
I'm
of
sure
those
they
things.
have.
I'm sure that they have. I just wanted to give them the heads up.
And we've heard that the Corellian leader, that she is a quite capable soldier also.
She stabbed me multiple times.
So you've combated both of them
Yes.
personally.
Yes.
We fought Corellian?
Yeah, but she was the one that kept like disappearing and going invisible and stabbing him.
Yeah, she's the one I was engaging in
redheaded-
space jujitsu, space marine combat, space Krav Maga in the thingamajig. She's the one who stabbed me multiple times with the heated blade.
I remember that. And I forgot
That was fun.
I forgot that was her.
Yeah,
You didn't know at the time that it was her.
We didn't know at the time.
Realized
until suspicions. I had suspicions, but the suspicions were confirmed when she basically
Yeah.
ghosted in at the conference
At the
too.
conference, right? That's it. I remember that.
Yes, she too. While it is unlikely you will find her in there, she too is a formidable opponent capable of no small hand-to-hand prowess.
We've heard of, we've seen combat footage of her training.
Oh, good. Do you have any of that?
I mean, I don't know.
I'll ask if I can get you permission to see it.
We would appreciate that.
It was years ago, but she was trained as a soldier.
That is good. Good to know. As he rubs the place where there's a minor burn.
And, You spend time with the troops
Yeah.
while you're on the trip.
It's nice to talk with someone who doesn't talk about numbers or astrocartography or space. It's nice to talk to the guys who who are trained to take people and put them somewhere else, not living.
At 1100, we'll schedule tea time.
Tea time.
Yeah.
With open
Tea
rounds.
time. Open the
We're like-
ration.
we're like- We're going really
It's a
hard,
green
like
cake blend.
really
open-
intense conversation, and then there's a bell that goes off, and it's like bring, 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 and then everyone's like, "What's that?" Oh, that's just tea time.
Schedule open rounds of Sim Pictionary.
Sim picture.
It has 3 syllables. 3.
While you're in there, you feel this breathing on your neck while you're sitting and talking to the soldiers.
Naturally.
And there's the creature is sitting there with its head sticking out the wall. And the soldiers looking at it like,
The Silicat thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Morrow, is the Silicat with you?
This is Marl. I do not have Silicat.
The Silicat is half in our bulkhead. It is free. It is unsettling our guests.
That would be unsettling.
I will attempt to talk to the Silicat. Please be advised, we may need you to come get the Silicat. Stand by for further.
its head disappears. In the
Acknowledge, standing by.
Is it like breathe real heavy like a bulldog?
and it's over your leg. You can feel it, right?
Situation update. The Silicat has disappeared through the bulkhead.
Alright, so I gotta go through the hallway shaking the bag of rock kibble.
Here, Silicat, Silicat, Silicat. Here,
Rock kibble.
Please
And
ignore
it
it.
appears in the hallway.
Okay.
Silicatnip.
Oh.
I
Depends on the
It
crystals,
like
I
comes
guess.
over the bag.
Yeah, I'll feed it.
It doesn't really have a tongue as much as it kind of like just it has lips and kind of like
like a what's that one of those? A sucker fish.
Like a lamprey?
yes, like a suckerfish.
I was gonna say like a filter cleaning fish, more than less than a lamprey.
Like a catfish?
Or a
Yeah.
Or it just has those like
And it's
plates.
its wound is not there anymore.
Okay, good. Because we didn't
like
take it to
Silicat.
med bay. just feed it and let it get some rest. It'll be fine.
Full rest. Yay.
Please do not worry about that. That is normal. Though do alert us if you see anything else up to including a giant centipede, a 4-armed spectral creature, or what looks like something
what are you talking
The thing with the hook.
All is
something
well.
or a large blind creature with hooks.
Especially the large blind creature with
Remain
hooks.
calm.
Do not worry about that. We have that one secured.
You're probably so freaked out at this point.
When will we be there?
How far away are we?
A couple hours.
Like a half an hour or something?
Yeah, half an hour to be. And Jack's we're gonna go ahead and transponderless, so I'm probably gonna go in through the dark side and then come back across. Rather not go across the other way.
Trust you.
Yes. Should we have our rebreathers or EVAs just in case there was a problem?
Yes. Thank you for flying Meditation Airlines. Please prepare for landing.
Please prepare for dust off.
He brings you down.
Ensure
Comes
that
across.
your seat back and tray table is in its upright locked position.
They just stand. When there's any movement, they kind of lean into each other. The mass creates support.
It's a wave.
And he flies over it. Oh, who's got the remote for this thing?
I believe Marl has the remote.
I guess I do.
Laurel, come on up here to the bridge.
I'll make my way to the bridge.
The door opens and you're in there, and Jack was plugged into the thing. It's like,
Right.
all right. So on the screen there, you can see below us and a little ahead of us. So you got it. Let's get the timing right. I'm going to do one pass. Yeah, and it'll be fairly fast. I don't want to be spending a whole lot of time, but I'd like to just kind of get your timing on what you need to do to get it right, because we want to strafe the town. Correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's where the people are.
Yes, I believe so.
All right. So he passes over once, and you can see on the camera because he's not high up now.
Right.
that there's a lot of people there that are just sleeping in the streets.
Click that.
Some people are stumbling around,
Click that one.
maybe drunk.
That one.
And there are soldiers there that are wearing masks, wearing breathers and stuff. And just like leaving everybody alone, just letting everybody enjoy their lack of sobriety.
Their stupor.
Yeah.
Some of them have respirators.
That would be the opposition.
Boots puts on his
And they look up, some of them look up when the ship goes by. And when they see the ship go by, they start scattering, the ones that have breathers on. I think we should do it now. So let me come back around.
Okay.
Did you tell the respirators to all of us, or just offhand to you and Morrow? You and
Just in the bridge, really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we
you
had
guys,
talked
you guys
about
need
it
to get up here
before.
because I want you to see what's going on. There's some soldiers down there.
Figured.
So let's drop that drone.
Parnus. Gives us Parnus. Parnus. We
Make a
make a
perception check.
All of us?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Ooh, boy.
Roll a one for Jack also.
16.
Okay. I don't know what his
12.
bonus is, but
He's got a good perception.
21.
Probably. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
It's
like
probably 6.
okay, well he's got 16. I have like about 4 or something.
yeah, you didn't make it.
No, I did not.
What'd you get?
21.
16.
12.
Okay, so the two of you see it. Jack sees it. He sees them. You can tell they go into a building in an organized fashion, and that Jack goes, "There's a power influx going into that building."
They might have anti-aircraft weapon. We better do this evasively.
And Chip turns.
We may need to investigate that before we continue on.
Well, could we fly in real low?
We're flying well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe even
It's a
lower.
low pass.
yeah.
Just to stay under any gun they might have or something.
Do you think we should
Could be an EMP.
should we go in and infiltrate before we do the chemical dispersal
Well,
and drop?
We can't go in until the ship gets low enough, unless we're gonna do we're gonna jump out of the ship.
We can do that.
Well, we could also just land outside.
You've
of
trained
town,
in
but-
repelling, correct?
What?
We will have to train you in repelling later.
Let's try to do the flyby, but keep an eye on the building. There might be a weapon in there.
And Jack hovers. He goes, something wasn't right. They went in an organized way. Maybe we'll go in. I mean, our ship could kind of go down the street.
That's
It's
it.
so low that, like, not even above the buildings.
Yeah, just above the bodies on the ground.
We should spray the dispersant.
But do it
But
at
do it
like
super
low.
like 3
Climb
feet
it.
above the ground. Yeah.
We would like to get. We don't know. There's something about this. We think we should suit up and investigate before we disperse.
There's too many soldiers.
Why? There's too many
We don't wanna do
soldiers. There's too much stuff.
that. We want the scrappers on our awake, don't we?
We can't let these guys off the ship.
I say we fly low.
I fly low.
Very well.
Spray.
We have been outvoted. We will abide by the decision.
You feel the G's as Jack hits them.
I mean,
Speed.
we might regret it, but
We have been outvoted. We abide by the decision.
And you start getting to the edge of town. Make me a dex check.
Okay. 21.
wow, nice.
You nailed it. The timing was perfect. And it starts just spraying. You can see in the video feed below that it's like it looks like you're dusting crops.
Right.
It's just just pouring over the place, dispersing into the air. And that building they went into, a hole is blown out of the wall of it, and you're fired at by something.
Oh. Evasive maneuver.
and it misses, but it was an energy weapon of some kind, and it was not a little laser. It was something big enough that
It's
it could be
energy
detected.
AAA. We told you.
And he goes, and Jack, when he gets out of there, is like, he goes and he puts the ship down somewhere.
Perfect. But we were
Over
able to
some
disperse
hills.
the stuff, so now we can all get out.
I don't want to go across that. We don't really have a defenses against that kind of stuff, as far as I know.
Yeah.
We dispersed the pharmaceuticals. You don't have to anymore.
Do we know how long it takes for that to work? Did they say? The drug?
No, they said they would start right away. It happens pretty quickly.
We sprayed it.
It doesn't help the drunkenness, but it helps the,
Prevent it from.
And
affecting
does it?
their lack of interest in things.
Are there more scrappers there than soldiers? I mean, what was the ratio of numbers of people?
Yeah, there are more scrappers. Not a ton of soldiers.
But the soldiers were active and masked.
Yeah, right. I'm just wondering.
Everybody else was lying out in the street.
I guess Jack will set the ship down.
Yeah, you're like over a hill from it.
Now, strictly speaking, our whole mission was just to drop these people off. So
Mhm.
let's open the hatch,
Boot says, "It's go time," and puts on his own breather.
just in
And
case.
goes back to the hold and says, "If you got breathers, put them on. We're here, boys."
They
And
don't have
hits a
breathers.
button.
Well, the drugs been neutralized.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the spray did.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case. And then he hits the button to open the
We
hole.
want to tell them like they're in this building. They've got a giant energy weapon. on the
Let them
second
do
floor.
it themselves.
We tell them that there is a giant energy AA gun there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're not aircraft.
Right.
It is
Exactly.
good. Something to note.
That won't be there soon.
Good.
And they start pouring out, and they move like soldiers on a mission at this point. They look wrong, they're dressed wrong to feel right for it, but they don't look like scrappers just going for a fight.
Good luck. Have fun.
These are soldiers going for a fight.
Have fun storming the castle.
And a couple of them start communicating with each other. They have communication equipment that you did not see
Before.
maybe embedded. Like they start talking to each other. Blah, blah, blah,
I'd imagine there's some spyware there.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they start spreading out and moving.
They grow up so fast. Next, first thing they're in basic training one day, and the next day they're disgorging on the LZ.
And Jack's like, I'm kind of afraid to move the ship because if they move the gun, I mean, they know where we went. I think we should wait a little bit for let them do their job.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk to them?
Possibly.
We could see if we can tune in on the frequency they're using, but we did not inquire of theirs. Our job was merely to drop them, not provide support.
I'll see if I can
I
hack
mean, if
into
they
their.
take down an AA gun, they'll say something. To
Well,
us.
I'll see if I can hack into their frequency.
You think so? Yeah, we could.
Give me a shot. Try.
I can also send my drone up high enough to at least view the town. 100 feet up. Could see the
23.
town.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, so I hack into their frequency,
And
And
it's encrypted. So you have to break that
the encryption.
also.
Okay.
It is likely we'll hear the explosion.
Yeah, right.
21.
Oh yeah. You
Nice.
you hack into their communication system and
Hey guys.
you dismantle it pretty well. You're like, I was expecting better from them.
like, hey guys, just wanted to let you know, we're here for you. Give them hell.
How'd you get this frequency?
How'd you get this frequency?
New phone. Who
Eh.
knows?
They don't say anything. They don't say who is this or anything. They don't speak.
New pros.
And you realize after you did it that their equipment, even though it's embedded, is the same thing that scrappers would use, which is why it's not as hard to hack as you would expect. They want it to look like hacker, not like they don't want it to be hacker proof.
Scrapper comms.
They want it to be hacker scrappery.
Right, that makes sense.
Anarchist-grade communications.
Yeah.
And while you're sitting there waiting, you see them, start dispersing into the town, and the soldiers start backing away from the town pretty quickly to that building. And you get a call from Odessa while they're attacking it.
Hey, what do you know?
New phone, who is?
Uh,
I said nothing.
So yeah, how's he doing?
so the rebellion is going really
Great.
poorly for us.
Oh. No.
I'm still in the building, but a lot of people have died here. This place is going to go down soon enough. I think Portend is in the same boat.
Go down to the soldiers. Fall to the soldiers, you mean?
Fall to the rebellion.
To the Kalids.
To the Kalids,
Scrappers.
right? The rebellion.
Oh,
Is- They're just doing damage like I didn't even know they could do. And
gotta
there's so many more of them than I thought there were.
Who thought that people whose job it is to dismantle large objects and who would know how to dismantle large objects?
You
Including
gotta,
I don't have
governments,
the equipment
apparently.
to do it.
Who'd have thunk it?
Odyssey, you gotta remember, is part of a large corporation, so they don't see him as backing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Does he need it out yet, or what?
And he goes, if you wanted to come,
That'd be great.
I could really use a way out of this place. I don't think it's going to last. They've already taken down 2 large buildings that collapsed.
We think we can accommodate that.
So should we go get Odyssey and then come back here?
Well, I mean, are we supposed to pick the soldiers back up and take them back?
No,
I assume
no.
they're
They just told us drop them off.
they're deployed.
That
Yeah,
is
they're
our
deployed.
job. Yeah.
They're deployed.
That was
They're
our,
here
that
for-
was
The
our-
letter of
that
our-
was the
They're
letter of our
going to become
contract.
scrappers from here out for a while.
Yeah.
The letter of our contract is fulfilled.
Yep, we have done exactly what the
Yeah, well,
contract
once-
says we needed to do.
So let's wait till they take the AA gun out, and then we'll scoot to see Odyssey.
Okay, we sprayed the stuff. We dropped off the guys. We've done it.
Now we need to play commando ourselves and
I
extract
take a
the VIP.
selfie. I take a selfie in the drop zone. I'm like, we dropped them. Selfie.
Do not post that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I need proof.
Don't post it, right?
And then while you're talking to him, you hear someone say something to him. You don't really know, it's kind of muffled. And Odyssey goes, oh shit, I think they're in. He goes, I'm gonna hide.
We may need to move that timetable up, Jack. We have a hot extraction to do.
Can we exit on a
And then-
trajectory that won't go in front of the AA hole?
If we keep it low,
You're
behind some hills.
gonna be open between some hills for a few moments, a couple of times. You can try.
Well, we are a quote-unquote stealth ship.
Yeah.
Can we?
Jack is the best pilot.
I can try to put up an illusion on a different hill,
I will attempt to.
distract us.
I will attempt to assist Jack with the piloting as best I can in terms of taking the ballast and comms down.
And what are you doing?
Taking that selfie.
Reveling in our victory.
And then
Disruptor, can you hack their sensor systems or something?
you feel
man.
Jack take off. But yeah, we gotta get there. Maybe a co-piloting role. You should actually make that.
I wanted to try and target scramble the
Uh,
thing, but
I'm
one
gonna.
creature.
I rolled a
Can't jump on
4,
the whole ship.
but I'm going to, since I don't want to get blasted out of the air, I will use my inspiration from last time from
Please do.
Soren's
You-
magical
you-
squid space
You
journey.
outrolled Jack.
Wow.
Well, that's not good.
Does he have any ability to reroll? I don't know.
I have inspiration from Soren's
I
space
know.
squid adventure.
It's Jack.
Yeah, he does.
But that's fine. I just wanted to say Soren's
Here
space
you have
squid
limited
adventure.
use of your extra abilities.
Marginally better. A 9.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Alright.
Does the illusion help?
Maybe how big is your illusion?
15-foot square, so I could put it as like half the ship sticking out behind a hill, like we're hovering.
Yeah.
Or a really big ship very far away.
Maybe a charisma check.
5.
And Jack hits it, your illusion goes up, and then there's a blast that misses. But right behind the ship as it goes behind the next hill, and it's like moving away, but it's trying to stay low. And you know there's another
Volley.
Gap
place
coming
that that's coming up, and he's like stops for a minute.
Maybe we have to go take down that gun?
Is this like one more spot we need to get past, or is there?
There's one more gap between you before you get to like the hills rising up.
So, hey guys, we're trying to leave to do some stuff, but how close are you to taking down that anti-aircraft weapon?
They don't say anything.
You're not gonna respond.
Perhaps some recalibration. See if I can modify the sensor. Technician stuff, see if I can
Do it.
provide, disadvantage for us to be fired upon if we're doing evasive maneuvers. Right?
Okay.
Whether it's by increasing the sensors or boosting engine output.
Well, you know that they're only firing at you because they can see you.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Once again, we're outside. People actually look out the windows.
We need to paint
Can I see the building?
Natural 20.
Yeah, from in the distance, it's just a little dot. You like, hey, use the thrusters to the ground and just cover it in sand.
Yeah, kick up
The
some
whole
dust.
area, just making a cloud
right,
of sand.
Right. Fence sand.
Yeah. And he turns the ship around, just makes in front of him a cloud where it's going to
Sand screen.
be.
Nice.
And a moment later, there's a blast that goes through the cloud. And he turns quick and goes across.
Excellent work.
And they fire again. And it misses the ship. Barely, but it misses. And you hit the higher hills pretty quickly right after that.
Excellent work, Moral.
Gratitude.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
And,
All right.
and you hear, I'm begging you, please don't do this, over the comm
Uh-oh.
where you were talking with Odyssey.
Odyssey, yeah.
Is this...
I can just tell you everything. I'll just tell you what you need, what you want. And you hear the other voice go, and the voice sounds female, by the way. You will, that's true. Please, I have children. No, you don't. I've studied you, Mr. Hayden. You do have some friends that we're looking for. Telling us where and how to find them might save you. Might have saved you. Well, maybe not now. And you can tell he like goes like silent almost. And there's like the sound of maybe a punch and an uncomfortable like sound,
groaning
right
sound,
on.
yeah.
And then there's some kind of a discharge of an energy weapon,
Speed of heat, Jack.
and he's going as fast as he can.
Do we recognize the voice?
Carol,
No,
insight check to
woman's
see if I
You don't
recognize.
recognize the voice.
And then
So it's not
I'm-
Corellian, for example.
I start like yelling into the communicator. Odyssey? Odyssey?
And he goes, I have no friends. I don't know what you're talking about. And you're like, you have friends, Mr. Ing. You're actually an honorable person. That's why this has to be done. You went and dug too deep.
Odyssey?
And he's like, why can't I move? That's because you're paralyzed.
You leave him alone! Get away from him!
And then you hear some weird machine.
Does it sound like a certain Apple Core machine?
It does. Kind of like
So I
that.
figured maybe that's Endora Chiki we're hearing talking.
Well, we've heard Endora Chiki talk before, so there are two people who we have very
He
good.
cries out, "Can you hear me?"
You do boss of
And-
bitches, leave him alone!
And then suddenly you see a camera go on. You can see someone.
They like FaceTime me?
Yeah, you would see a camera go on. And the camera's at a weird angle. And you're not sure why it went on, but it did. And then this person says, I hear you, Mr. Ing. Sorry it's not a more pleasant experience. I'm in slow mode for accuracy, you know. And like, and he starts struggling to get words out, like it's a painful, uncomfortable thing. But there's a device hooked up to his neck, and there's a machine there, and there's what looks like maybe a medical person with this person that's also in there. The other one that is there looks like a soldier, not a scrapper, but more like someone who would be stealthy and dangerous,
Okay.
not like a frontline soldier.
Infiltrator.
And then he starts saying words and stuff that just don't make any sense, and then he starts like struggling to get words out, but his body can't move, but his mouth and his head can. And you realize that he's paralyzed from the neck down, so he can speak and all that, but there's a lot of pain to it. And he yells out, "It's like I've been bit! Like, bad luck, bit! And here comes the gibberish." And the guy goes, "Yep, here comes the gibberish, never fails." And a look comes on his face, and you can see he's trying to struggle to fight off whatever's happening. And he goes, he starts screaming like weird senses. I thought I could go ka-ching, ka-ching. When I got popped, Oz. And there's like 600 people out there. I hear them. That's what the guy says. My sanity ran. My sand ran. And then the guy looks over at him all of a sudden. And you're not even sure what that means. It's just a weird sentence. And that guy that is with him starts looking around like he's searching for something. And he pulls something out of he's armored, by the way. He's got like a armor, and he pulls a device out, starts looking around the room, and then suddenly you can see him triangulating onto the camera. You son of a bitching. And he comes over and he grabs the camera and he pulls it. And then he looks into it for a second. And he goes over to him and he points it at his head, and you see him punch Ing, and Ing goes unconscious. He doesn't need to be conscious for this. And then the camera goes black. And this world break.
All right.
Poor Ing.